Warm greetings from the High 10. It's Everyday Shenanigans. First story is pertaining to female who derived out of Louisiana with a boyfriend, younger man, both African American, both abused her children. Two teens were found wandering around a Cypress, Texas neighborhood trying to get help. She has now been extradited from Louisiana to Texas. Thank you for joining me.
In the horrible case where two teens escaped after allegedly being held, abused, and captive by their mother and her boyfriend.
Both were arrested in Louisiana after an Amber Alert was issued on Tuesday. Again, we want to warn you, the images and details in this story are graphic. Anieli Ruiz has been following the case. Anieli, what did you learn today?
Well, guys, these documents shed more light into the abuse the teens were facing. The mother was charged with aggravated assault to a family member and aggravated assault here in Texas. The boyfriend charged with continuous violence against the family. The twins were not only allegedly beaten, but they were also forced to eat their own waste and even drugged.
Not a sign, please.
Two traumatized teens begging neighbors for help.
Right now.
Where documents reveal how the abused twins were able to escape from their mother and boyfriend's home early Tuesday morning. Documents state the boy found the key inside his mother's purse. He hid the key in his mouth until his mother and her boyfriend were asleep. That is how they were able to knock on neighbors' doors for help. One mother finally let them in and called police.
They literally were running for their lives. I mean, they knew that if they stayed there, what was going to happen with them.
And thanks to this neighbor, investigators were able to unravel the horrible abuse the teens had endured since at least July. According to court documents, the teens said their mother would strike them with an extension cords, curtain rods, and metal poles. The records say the boy told deputies his mom's boyfriend punched his hand last week. Injuries neighbors say were visible.
Their skin, the little kid had like scratches and scabs and bruises all down his arm, down the back of his body.
Documents state the mother would make them drink chemicals such as bleach, Lysol, and would spray Easy Off oven cleaner in their mouths if they talked too much, and say she would pour bleach on them, causing their skin to burn, including in their genital area. The girl told investigators that her brother defecated and their mother made them both eat it and drink his urine.
Don't understand how a mother can do this to her kids.
And court documents also state the teens were both given Benadryl. The boy said he was given 24 tablets, which caused him to have a seizure. After he had a seizure, he says, he was only given 20 tablets to go to sleep. The girl said she was also given Benadryl to go to sleep.
And I have no doubt that these kids would have not made it alive if they had not escaped, because they were literally skin on bones.
Well, the kid's mother and her boyfriend had a court hearing this morning in Louisiana. Texas has 30 days to extradite them. Now we're waiting to hear from officials to see when this will happen. We know the twins are recovering in the hospital here. The other 5 kids are in the care of Louisiana CPS. Anieli Ruiz, KHOU 11 News.
All right, everybody. This demon has made her way back to Harris County. Zakiya Duncan, 40, was arrested earlier this month in Baton Rouge. It was uploaded October 31st. Cypress' mother, accused in a child abuse case involving twin teenagers, was extradited back to Harris County over the weekend. Zakiya Duncan was arrested earlier this month in Baton Rouge. Detectives said Duncan and her boyfriend held their twins captive, torturing them and forcing them to live in horrific conditions. The twins escaped, alerting authorities and setting off a search for Duncan and Terrell, ultimately leading police to Louisiana. The two have been awaiting extradition back to Harris County. This is what happened. If you have a weak stomach, you can remove yourself from the chat until I resume back, because the information is very graphic. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. The Cypress twins who escaped from their home this week shared unimaginable stories of the torture they endured, they said, at the hands of their own mother and her boyfriend, Duncan, who was 40 years of age. That is the mother. Her boyfriend, younger than she, Terrell, 27, were arrested in Baton Rouge on that Tuesday. She's charged with injury to a child and aggravated assault in Harris County. He's charged with continuous violence against a family member. In charging documents obtained by KHOU 11, the 16-year-old boy and girl were questioned by investigators at Texas Children's Hospital. They described several examples of the horrific abuse that they said took place behind closed doors of the large home on Marina Alto Lane. The boy said, Duncan once gave him 24 Benadryl tablets to make him sleep, and they caused him to have a seizure. After that, he said she lowered the dosage to 20 tablets. The girl was also given an unspecified amount of Benadryl. The victim said their mother poured bleach down their throats and on their genitals until it burned their skin. She also made them drink cleaners, such as Lysol, Easy Off, if they talked too much, according to the court documents. They told the corporal they weren't allowed to use the restroom and were forced to defecate and urinate on themselves and then eat and drink it. They only had dirty water from a mop bucket to wash off. They said their mother beat them with extension cords, curtain rods, and other metal poles. And Terrell, who is the boyfriend, often punched the boy child. The victims told the corporal they were starved and fed only mustard sandwiches, relish sandwiches, bologna sandwiches 3 times a week. Investigators said the twins were severely malnourished. They were kept naked, handcuffed to a dolly in the laundry room. Feet were often zip tied. Both have cuts, bruises, scars on their wrists, ankles, along with other parts of their body, court documents said. When you see it in person, it just hits on a different level. It's so sad. It's a flood of emotions, a woman who took them in said. You just don't understand how little innocent kids could go through this. Houston Children's Assessment Center psychologist Dr. Whitney Croson said, children who suffer this kind of abuse can recover with proper help. Oftentimes, we think there's no way they can get through all of this, but children are so much more resilient than we give them credit for. I will agree with that. Really, what they need is ongoing and consistent support. To report abuse in the state of Texas, 1-800-252-5400. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is the Texas Abuse Hotline, 1-800-252-5400. This is how the children escaped. The boy said he found the handcuff key in his mother's purse and hid it in his mouth. Around 5 a.m. Tuesday, unlocked the handcuffs and ran door to door through the neighborhood, pleading for help. The boy was shirtless. The girl was using a grocery bag for a shirt. Both were barefoot and shivering when a woman in a nearby subdivision answered her door, even though she said she was terrified. And ma'am, we want to thank you for opening your door. God bless you. They said, can you help us? Can you help us? The woman said. They were so skinny, so frail, they just looked like they had been through a lot. She wrapped them in blankets and fed them, said both were polite, even as they began describing some of the abuse. The more I asked and realized how severe the situation was, it was just a flood of emotions that came over me, she said, KHOU reporter Ana Gili Ruiz. How a mother could do this to her kids. I feel like my tears are out of frustration, anger, sadness. The Good Samaritan then called the Precinct 5 constable's office. The teens were taken to Texas Children's Hospital in Katy, and deputies were sent to their home to investigate. By then, Duncan, Terrell, and 5 younger boys, ages 8 to 14, were gone, and an Amber Alert was issued. Hours later, Duncan and Terrell were arrested in Baton Rouge. Only one child was with the couple when they were arrested. The other 4 boys were later found safe with relatives in Louisiana. All 7 children were placed in Child Protective Service custody, according to authorities. The twins who escaped told investigators their 12-year-old twin brothers were also abused and forced to stay in a restroom. History of abuse. It's not the first time Duncan has been arrested and charged in connection with child abuse. According to Louisiana court documents from 10 years ago, a then 5-year-old child of Duncan's was taken from school to a local hospital to be treated for burns to his feet, genitals, other parts of his body. Doctors determined it was likely the result of being burned by hot water. The boy also had bruises on his torso, back, hip, buttocks. According to the documents, when police went to Duncan's home, they found a 20-month-old child wrapped in clothing with his hands bound. 20 months old, same age as Quentin Simon. Imagine that. One child going to the hospital, and another one is 2, barely 2, and bound. During questioning, police said Duncan admitted to routinely disciplining one child. by making him get into a push-up position for up to an hour, causing the child's hands to swell. And when you look at the children who are older in the charging documents and pictures, you will see that their hands are swollen. Naturally, you're getting your circulation cut off by wearing handcuffs all day, and possible she was also possibly making them do handcuffs at this point too. The child was also forced to sleep on the closet floor. Court documents said the door of the closet was blocked by boards to keep the child from escaping and stealing food from the kitchen, court records said. Police reported at the time that two of Duncan's other children also showed signs of abuse and were removed from the home. They said Duncan admitted she had been investigated for abuse of the children in the past. She was charged with cruelty to juveniles. It's not clear how long Duncan and Terrell had lived in the house on Marina Alto Lane near the intersection of West Road and Fry Road. The teens said they had moved there recently. What's weird about this report is that it said at the time, the two Duncan's other children also showed signs of abuse and were removed from the home. They said Duncan admitted she had been investigated for abuse of the children in the past. So even when she got arrested 10 years or so ago, she had been investigated before that, if I'm to read this article properly. That is the sad information coming out of Texas, KHOU 11. This is the source. Thank you so much for joining me. And that's the sick part. Yes, she regained custody. This is why I tell you, you cannot compare all DHS cases alike. They are not alike. Each case is ran by a different jurisdiction, a different social worker, and a different supervisor. So when people like to say that DHS is cruel, they separate families, that is a lie because they don't have anywhere to put the children. And as you see in this case, she was burning babies' genital feet and doing things to a child's feet and still got her damn kids back. So there you have it. News Nation is my second source pertaining to this disturbing information. Last week, News Nation reported on a horrifying story of two teenage twins who escaped from the Texas home. Doorbell camera footage shows the children, barely clothed in handcuffs, appearing to be beaten, pounding on someone's door at around 5:30 in the morning. Most of this information is what I've already repeated to you. And I'm not going to go through all of this. I'm just going to go and mention 2012 or take you back to 2010. What is new in this information is that in the final days at the hospital, the twins were actually in good spirits. According to the Houston authorities, a forensic test also revealed that the siblings are 15, not 16. So I don't know if Chris Thorns knows this because I'm going to play a little bit of his content in reference to this story. Kudos to Chris Thorns. Please check out his YouTube channel. Amen. According to previous records, Duncan has been abusing her children since 2010. Authorities were called to Duncan's house after a complaint was made after someone noticed bruising and scabbing on one of her children. Duncan apparently told authorities it was belt spanking and no charges were filed. In 2012, one of Duncan's children was taken to the school clinic after a teacher noticed burns. In 2019, Duncan was convicted of deserting her child in Louisiana. Details are vague because the case involves minors. So here you have 1, 2, 3 cases before this incident in 2022. Did you hear what I said? 2010, somebody saw scabbing on a child. She told the authorities she spanked them. She got a pass. 2012, she sent one of the children to the school with burns on his feet. Then here comes another investigation, 2019, convicted of deserting her child in Louisiana. Details are vague because the case involves minors. But yet when you apprehended her in tow, she had several children, 2 in Texas wandering around, and a total of 5 down in Louisiana. And 1 was in her possession. I believe that was the 18-year-old. So one is going to ask, how is it she has all these children back? How does she have all these children in her custody after all these incidents, because I've counted 3 plus the latest one. That is 4. Anytime you're dealing with investigations involving minors, you come across confidentiality hurdles, but I have to say this specific case and story has been an entirely different level of difficult to get agencies to talk. News Nation's Dallas bureau correspondent Marky Martin says. Martin also learned that the biological dad of the children, who is believed to be Nicholas Menina, reportedly admitted that they kept boards in front of their doors so the kids could not escape or steal food from the kitchen. Now, this is possible earlier relationship, and this is the father of I don't know how many children, but this is earlier when she was with this baby daddy, Nicholas Menina. His current place of employment is a church. Based on his Facebook profile, the New York Post first reported the pastor of the church has declined to comment on the case because it involved minors. So let's chop it up. Well, before I do it, let me see what these people over here are talking about on News Nation. Let's get their commentary right quick. Let me see if I can go back. Well, it's not going to the story. Hold on.
Anymore, but what kind of care are they getting? And she said they are still continuing to get medical care, counseling services, as long as they continue to heal. And Chris, what kind of care are they?
Trying to go back a little bit.
I last spoke, and today the new
and joins us now. Thank you so much for doing the work. I told you it wasn't going to be easy.
Sorry,
but you are.
Stories kind of running into each other.
15 years old and not 16, Chris.
Well, we know, Marky, they're not going back with the mom. We don't know why she hasn't been extradited from Louisiana to Texas, or we don't know what's going on with that. But they can't go back with her. And it turns out that you did some digging, and not only was there one earlier case that you'd already told us about in 2012 dealing with this same kid, one of these same twins, you found more.
Yeah, so that 2012 case that you just brought up, that involves this very twin. One of these twins, when he was 5 years old, was taken to the school clinic. A teacher noticed he wasn't walking right, covered in burns. Well, that led officials to all the other children who were in some state of abuse. That was 2012. Let's rewind a bit to 2010. Now we're learning that authorities were called to check on one of her children who was 3 at the time. You do the math, it's probably one of these same twins.
Yes.
Called to check out bruising and scabbing on their backside. And that mom, Zakiya Duncan, telling authorities it was a belt spanking. No charges filed then. Now fast forward to 2019. We're also learning she was convicted of deserting a child in Louisiana. But I will say details around that case are a bit vague, which brings me to my next point, in that anytime you're dealing with investigations that involve minors, kids, of course, you're going to come across some major privacy, confidentiality hurdles. But Chris, I have to say this specific case and story has been an entirely different level of difficult and arduous to get agencies and people to talk. Louisiana will defer us to Texas. Texas will send us back to Louisiana. We can't even get key players, let alone state leaders, to say much on this one, Chris.
Well, I'll tell you what, Texas is going to wind up being the key because they're not the kids. And they always say they can't talk to you for privacy issues unless they have something good to tell you.
Right.
And that's why they're quiet here, and that's why we have to stay on it. Now, another piece of the puzzle that you discovered is, all right, so let's say the mom is just bad, period. So where is the birth father? She was arrested this time with a boyfriend, not the biological father. You tracked down the biological father. What do we know? And what do we know about why they're not with him?
It's that biological dad of all 7 children. He was actually involved in the 2012 case. If you remember details of this report, authorities went to the house, and it was actually the dad who was home at the time. And he told authorities, he admitted, we keep these children in locked closets with boards outside the doors so they don't escape and they don't steal food from the kitchen. Well, we tracked him down. We found all sorts of family photos online. His Instagram handle says he's changed. He's a changed man. Found his YouTube page. He's tried his hand at recording
YouTube?
songs,
Oh,
music
hell
videos,
no.
all Christian songs. And in that same vein, Chris, we tracked him down. His current position, his current place of employment is a church in Baton Rouge. And I reached out and have been in direct
Lord.
contact with that pastor. I said, okay, you got to give me a statement here. Can we talk to the dad? Is he still hired? And has he had contact with children in his role there? And of course, once again, Chris, that pastor saying, at this time he could not comment because this story does involve young children.
All right. That's sad information. Lot to chop up. Thank you all so much for joining me. Several allegations of abuse, charges against her, abandonment in 2019, and yet we'll fast forward to 2022, incident number 4 that we know of, and she's finally caught. Boyfriend still in Louisiana, I assume, in the jail. She's been extradited back here. $1 million bail. Thank you. But what I want to know is why she had all these chances, because this is what I keep telling people. You can't compare all cases the same. Her case is the one that you all love to complain. They'll give him no chance. They'll give him no chance. Well, she got 3 chances. And what I want to know is why nobody knew these children were looking like this. That means she didn't have the children enrolled in school. Because there's no way a teacher wouldn't have noticed the scabbing and the marks on the girl and boy's arm. They were too prevalent. In Louisiana, the weather's warmer there, so that means you'd be wearing shorter sleeve shirts. So any adult staff member, teacher would see something's wrong. Then you notice they're underweight. Face gauntlet. Be too obvious. She could not have had the kids enrolled in school. Number 1. Too many chances by the state. Number 2. Where's the daddy been? Number 3. Works for a church, changed his life. And that means what to us? Nothing. Probably got kids by somebody else. Now, what does the pastor have to say to him? Did he fire him? Hey, you can't work here. I don't want them folks coming back and asking me no questions. How about that? Got to let you go, homeboy. But then he's a pastor. He might want to do the Christian way and say, well, we are praising a forgiving God, and my son, I'm going to let you keep your job, but you better not mess up or I'm going to let you go. Do I kind of sound like Martin Luther the King? Shut up, Queen. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm curious to why she only had the 18-year-old in her custody when she went on the run from this incident of leaving these children. Well, she didn't leave them, really. They wandered off from their shackles. So she went on the run because she knew the police would find them, go to the house, blah, blah, blah. Another thing, how did she afford that nice house? Because that was a nice looking house over there. So what was she doing for a living? What type of income was she gaining? Legal work, illegal work? Was she using some type of means that was not legal? Selling drugs? What was she doing? Because that's a nice house. And we know she didn't care anything for her children. And then the sick part of this story is you had to know that your kids were going to get sick at some point because you're not feeding them. So what were you going to do with them when they died? I'm curious. Oh, let me guess. Probably fold them up and put them in a suitcase and throw them in a dumpster. Is that what you're going to do? Zakiya? When your kids died, what were you going to do? How were you going to dispose of them? Because you're going to have to dump them. I'm just saying. You knew this was going to get to this point anyway. The lady said that. Barely living, barely holding on. It's a wonder the children don't have kidney damage, heart damage, because the body can't survive. Just eating 3 times a week. Well, she should have kept her legs closed and she wouldn't have to worry about saving money. How about that? Birth control is free at the health department for those who are lost in that department. I'll say it again for anybody that's listening. If you decide that you want to continuously have children unprotected sex, please go to your local health department. You can get you some free condoms and birth control pills. And all this will go by your income, of course. So if you have zero income, you don't have to pay the due bill, and ting, you can get you some free condoms and free birth control. So she's like most of these heifers. She likes that ding ding, and then when she gets the baby, she don't want her. She's not thinking about coming up with the money to have an abortion or, once again, birth control pill. So when I have them, I'm just going to beat them to death. Just going to beat them to death. Scald them, hot water, pour bleach on their genitals, down their throat. So these children need to be thoroughly checked out. Because there's no telling what damage she's done by pouring Lysol in their mouth and bleach in her mouth. Burning their private parts. I pray that there's no sexual abuse, because she seems like she's that type that will go all out and do all kind of things to her children. And the fact that she had this younger man, well, my. You don't like children, but you will go get one that's damn near a child a day. And what in the world will possess you, sir, 27 years of age, beating that girl's children? You was just barely 12 years older than her oldest children. Well, really? 9 years older than the 18-year-old. Really, they was big enough to whoop your ass. How about that? But they ain't had enough strength to beat you up. Very sick and macabre case coming out of Texas, Louisiana. By the grace of God, she's in jail, not looking too cute. I want to go over to my friend's channel, Mr. Chris Thorns. He has some not so nice things to say about her. We're going to let you all hear what Chris Thorns had to say about her. Well, now, shut your mouth. Ooh, when they say Satan busy, they meant that. They meant all of that. So you don't know people. Driving by, you look at the houses, and you're saying to yourself, ooh, that's a pretty house. Little did you know, there was some children tied up inside of that. All right, everybody, let's see what Chris is talking about.
Celebrate Halloween with. So, but then again, I said to myself, I know I've been following this story kind of heavy, and I was just sitting here in my computer catching up on some work, and I was like, let me type this lady's name in and see what's going on with her. And I'm glad I did, because there's a small little update that has going on with her. But before we get into the update, I want to show y'all something. All right, so let's take a look at a few pictures right now. You know, right there, you know, nice looking lady, pretty lady, or whatnot. Look kind of dolled up right there. I forgot what they say she took that picture in front of, but she in front of somewhere looking all good right there, okay? Not a bad looking woman. Even go to this one, you know, got the duck lip, got the boobs all sticking out and stuff. She knows she's fine. You can't tell her shit.
Stop it, Chris.
All right, so you see that one? You know,
what them Korean hair on her head?
You know she got it going on. What about this one right here, though? What about this one right here, ma'am? What about this one? So, one thing I always say when I do these shows, what's the use of you being attractive or fine or beautiful, however men see you as? What's the use of being all there when you got shit for brains? It don't match. It don't match. You can be fine as all outside, as men can be handsome to you women or whatever you want to call it. But we got nothing but air up here, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. 9 times out of 10, you got nothing but air up here. It's probably gonna be nothing but a pump and dump.
Pump and dump.
Shut
your mouth.
It's probably gonna be nothing but a pump and dump. All right. So you did all this. You know, you got your little young man doing the damn thing. You got your fake ass videos up in there, shaking it, lean with it, rock with it, dropping like a hot and everything. Or you were bad to the bone, so you know you was. Yeah. All that going out the window now, man. This is you right now. You look rough and tough with no afro puffs.
Shut up, Chris.
Okay? You look rough and tough, no afro puff.
No afro
puff. You look
puffs.
a hot, stinky, mess right here.
She ain't got that hair
I
weave
see the
in.
mess right here. It serves you right. Serves you right.
Hey, she wasn't looking good because she ain't had that good wig on her head, bro. That heifer ain't had the Korean folk hair. She ain't went to the Chinese store and got none of that damn hair weave. That lace front took off. Okay, sorry about that.
Right. So all them liquor blows down there, they're gonna have fun with you, all right? But then again, you probably still liquor low anyway, so it probably ain't gonna bother you none. Okay? But that's a damn shame though. You go from beauty to this. All right? That's okay. That's okay. They're gonna put in some good work on you, ma'am.
Oh.
But the other thing I got for y'all today is that she has been extradited back to Harris County, and they're finna handle their business. Well, they're finna come with it, just finna come with it, and I just want y'all to hear what's going on. All right? And you haven't, please hit that thumbs up for your boy, and let's get right into it.
Several doors before finally
Went in and put his hands on the children too. You know, I don't get it. And he coming in and put his hands on the children too. Now I want y'all to understand something. This is something I'm going to keep on preaching since we found this out. For anybody start asking the question, why the dad ain't came and got him? Well, let me give you a rundown why the dad ain't came and got him. What we had learned is the dad ain't no better. Okay? He was no better. While she was with the dad, I don't know if he's the father of all them children or he's the father of the twins that were handcuffed. You see, here's the crazy part. She got two sets of twins. And they say both of them was really handcuffed. But the ones who escaped was the one that's getting the most abuse. Okay? They're getting the most abuse. So we don't know if he's the father of all of them or just the father of the ones that everybody's talking about. But we have learned that when he was with this woman, he was doing the same thing.
Yep.
Abusing his children, punishing them, making them do push-ups or in some kind of flat out position and stayed in there so long till the children's hands was swollen. If I'm saying it correct. And my thing was, when the news put in the article, they talked to his wife or whatnot. He said he had no comment. They bothered me for a minute that a dad who would hear this about his children would have no comment. So all of us trying to say, hey, maybe he's shocked, maybe he's embarrassed because he wasn't there to help him, or maybe this, or maybe that, and the third. You good old people who...
Well, Chris, I don't know if you heard, he is been baptized in the water. He knew Christian now, baby. So, you know, he don't want to hear nothing about what he used to do when he was a sinner. It kind of goes like that when we kind of, you know, ain't been living right. And we go forward and we change our lives. Well, I want you to come back talking to us about what we used to do. Because we brand new now. I'm just saying.
Follow me, follow this story, gave me the information that I needed to hear. And come to find out he ain't shit either. That's why he's not saying nothing. He did his dirt and trying to wash his sins away by going to church. Which I don't know if they help him or not.
Shut up.
All right? I don't know if he's going to get any get back from this. I don't know. But we found out he was no better. At all. He was no better. So how can he say anything when he was practically doing the same thing? Now here's another question I got now. Since we found out all that.
That Chris a mess.
Does his current wife know that he was doing that?
Oh, I didn't know he was married. Shut your mouth.
And if she does know, or is she one of them types to say, hey, that was in the past, you to change. Hey,
No, I've been changed.
I accept you for what you are. And if she have, hey, it's all good. Some people look past things that people have done and see and try to see the good in people, which a lot of times there's nothing wrong with that.
Let me stop right there. I wish the hell I would find out the man I am dating, messing with, married to, put up boards in front of a closet door to board his children up so they could not come out the closet room to eat Who the hell accused their own children of stealing food? Well, that's their house too. They live there. They may not be paying rent, but they're your children. Now, some children will become greedy, so you have to talk to your children about portion control. But my goodness gracious, you boarding them up in the room. If he with her and they got children, probably doing the same thing. Okay, resume.
I guess. I don't know. But sometimes we try to look past somebody. We look too far past them.
Yes.
And just skip all the horrible shit that's going on with
Yes.
them. We just look too far past them.
Get dickmatized.
Okay? Everybody ain't good. Amen. Everybody's not good. We can fake the funk like we are.
Ooh,
Everybody ain't good. We got some low down son of a bitches in this world. We do.
That's my boy.
Okay?
Son
We
of
got
a
some low down
bitch.
son of a bitches in this world.
Son of a bitch.
And this woman and this young man is a prime example. And I hope this young man ain't got children of his own. Okay? I hope he don't. If he does, then it makes me wonder what he do to your children.
Well, guess what? Guess what? Y'all lean in. If he ain't got no children, he get ready to be somebody, baby, in the big house. I said it.
Then we get upset with them. But we don't know yet because everybody's still kind of in the dark about this young man. All they know is he was the boyfriend and he was trying to rap. All right? He trying to rap.
Shut up.
Okay? But they dad, boy, I can't wait till he come out and start talking. If he come out and start talking at all. Because it's mighty funny, he real quiet right now.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Where you at, Dad? Where you at? I want to hear what you got to say about all this. These your children. I want to hear what you got to say. Where you at? You in the house of the Lord now. So surely the Lord is talking to you and say, hey, go stand up for your children.
Ooh, Chris, please stop.
He should be talking to you. And hey, you stand up.
He ain't gonna stand up.
Or did I say something wrong?
There's a leak in this old building. Shut up, Queen.
Did I just say something wrong?
Have mercy.
You ran your ass to the church and you did all this to these children. Let the Lord use you to come out and speak.
No, he didn't say let the Lord use you. Chris a fool. Said let the Lord use you.
I think you're going to get in trouble. I think you already paid for what you've done. I think you have. I could be wrong.
Probably don't got no job now, Chris.
But let them use you to come out and speak. These your children. And the day that you do it, I'll be there front and center because I would love to hear your side. I'd love to hear it. I love to hear it.
Very sad.
But I told y'all. Right there, Tatum. Bring your ass out, say something, bro. Come on out. I said, I don't think nothing else can happen to you because I think you paid for your deeds what you did back then. So I don't think nothing else can happen to you. All this bullshit you talking about, I can't come in, man.
I had to find it. I had to find
bullshit. Nah, come on, step on out, bro. Or could it be this? And y'all tell me how y'all feel about this when I say this. Since you was a young man when you met her too, I don't think y'all too far apart, but since you was a young man, does this young man remind you of yourself when you were doing what you were doing to him? That's why you so embarrassed to come out. You don't want to say nothing because that young man reminds you of you. But you were with this woman and you were doing what you were doing to them children. Only you supposed to be the bio dad. He just the dude that started jumping up and down inside of her. But you supposed to be the bio dad.
Goodness.
So it says. So are you looking at this young man and this young man reminded you of you what you used to do? Is that one of the reasons why you ain't came out and said nothing?
What he said, you remind me of my Jeep. Shut up, R. Kelly. Oh my goodness, I'm dead. Somebody please help me. I'm gonna try to behave.
I don't know what kind of control, what kind of spell this lady got. But it seems like every man who gets with her, y'all turn into some demons.
Oh my goodness. Shut up. It's the kitty
Y'all turn
cat.
into some straight up demons. Whoever
Lord
the
have
woman
mercy.
touch or whoever she jump on, whoever dick she jump on, she turn into a demon. Y'all turn into demons.
Got to be more careful.
So come on, Dad. Come on. Come on. Shimon. Come on.
And Chris crazy. Woo. He ain't gonna say nothing.
Boy, I can't wait till he come out and start talking. If he do.
Let me tell y'all something. He ain't about to come out because guess what? People gonna be looking and say, are you gonna try to get your children, sir? This is a whole jacked up situation. Hell to the now, because the state of Louisiana, Texas, whoever know now, we can't give these children to nobody related to that girl or this fella here. Because where has he been all this time? Where has the daddy been for her to be up in Texas towing her kids around like they damn runaway slaves? Because that's how she had them up in there. I mean, what is this? 1600s, 1700s? What are we talking about? She had to be ashamed of herself. She tying up kids that's big enough to whoop her tail. That's the baffling part. Her children are big enough to fight her back. But they ain't got enough strength to fight her, scared. Because guess what? First time she let me loose, it'd be between me and God what I did to my own mama. It'd be between me and God. She's very lucky her children had not turned on her and choked her out. But she keep them locked up, so I guess they never got the chance to attack their own mother. This is very disturbing.
I can't wait till you come out and start talking. Hey, Carol, you make sure if he that motherfucker say anything, you get wind up before I do, you make sure. I don't give a damn what time it is. If you got to call me on Facebook Messenger, call me. When this biological dad come out and start talking, man, you got to call me. Wake me the fuck up. I want to hear this son of a bitch. I want to hear him.
Oh, my goodness.
I would love to hear him. Okay? And one of my main questions would be to him, are all of these your children or the one that we all talking about?
Good question. Very good question. Well, one thing we know, she like laying on her back. That we do know. She loves she back.
But at the end of this, though, I will say this: that young boy,
oh my goodness gracious,
is the hero. He saved himself, and he saved his sister.
Amen.
By thinking fast on his feet, he went in his mama's purse, saw the keys, got the keys, waited till I guess they got to doing a shaboing boing, and they fell asleep. And he freed both of them.
Amen. Smart.
While they were asleep.
He was tired. He was tired. Lord have mercy.
The girl was wearing a gray plastic grocery bag around her neck. She said that what she had to use for her shirt. All they was getting to eat were mustard, relish, or bologna sandwiches. They say they had to drink from a water supply valve from the washing machine. And when they came to sleeping record state, the teens say they were forced to take dangerous amounts of pills.
Surprised she didn't turn the water off.
And not only mention the fact that we also found out that she made her drink bleach and all this stuff, they say. Wow. Yep. She gonna get it. She gonna get it. She gonna get it. Right? Anybody disagree with anything I said? Did I say something wrong if I get out of here?
No, sir.
Did I say something wrong? Am I on point? Is everybody like me? Y'all want to hear from the dad? I want to hear the dad too. All right. Hey, Kerr, as a matter of fact, I'm finna message you when I get off of here because this story I did about Aliana, I think that's her name. Chloe is in my email right now. She has emailed me.
I'm going to stop right there. Thank you, Chris. Feel free to go over to the Chris Thorne Show. This content was uploaded 5 hours ago. Please show him some love. Breaking update. Twin teens cuffed and abused. Mother extradited. Thank you, Chris Thorne. Chris is my good friend out of Memphis, Tennessee. My mother's family home. I rock with Chris Thorne all day, every day. Please check out his content. I want to say this before I go to subject number 2. You don't know people. You walk by people every day at work, school, play, on the street, in traffic. You have no idea how people live. And the main ones that talk a bunch of junk about this and that, Gucci bags and Versace outfits, they're the ones with the nasty houses. Don't take care of the children. Hair not combed, but mama walking outside with a lace front tilted to the side. I said it. See, a lot of people don't want to give their children up. And they feel like, well, I keep them, but I'm going to abuse them while I got them. Because they'll judge somebody to give their child up. My thing is, it takes a noble person to place their child up for adoption or give them to a family member. Better than going to jail for attempted murder, child abuse, gross negligence of a child. And there are many reasons that people pass the baton to somebody else. Everybody's circumstances are not the same. And most of the people I know have been raised by other people. So therefore, you leave the judge into God. But when you keep your children, which we see in all these cases, these children were kept by their stinking ass mom and daddy, grandmamas. They don't want them, but they don't want the shame put upon them for giving the children up. So they keep them, but they abuse them. Talk down to them, mistreat them, beat them, sexually abuse them, everything you can think of. And there are lots of children walking around right now in similar circumstances. They have not been found out. And as somebody once said, imagine how many children went missing during COVID and nobody reported the missing, nobody asked a question because everybody was doing their own thing, hibernating in their house. So there probably was a lot of abuse and a lot of missing children, beat up children. Stay woke. And then a year pops up, children start going back to school. Hey, Becky, is your baby coming back to school? No, I'm a homeschooler. Ain't no homeschool, that baby dead. And you don't even know it because you still talking about COVID. Talking about Covina. How many people died with COVID? Yeah, it's a whole lot of them that died. Yeah, strangulation, beat up, smothered, thrown in a dumpster. Come on with it, Queen. There's a whole lot of folks that died and they ain't on the record. You better stay woke. COVID was the best time to kill a person. It sounds macabre, but you know it's the truth. Because there was nobody to come around to question anything because everybody was afraid to come out the damn house. Folks talking to each other from the driveways, uploading content to Facebook. We're going by grandmama's house. We're going to ride by. Just wave. But that was a dangerous time for somebody that's an abuser, sadist. Kidnapping people. Ain't nobody getting ready to ask nothing. Hola. That's why I said, ask the question. How many people are missing in the United States due to COVID? How many children are missing due to COVID? And how many people right now are lying to people about homeschooling their children? Still using COVID as an excuse. Now you can't go over there. Can't come over here, honey. My children, I don't want to get no COVIDs. Them kids ain't got no COVIDs. Them kids are dead. And y'all ain't decided to investigate or knock on a door or say, well, just send me a picture on Facebook. Send me a picture on IG of your babies. I want to see how they looking. No response. Thank you, Chris Thorns, for the content. Like, share, subscribe, everybody. If you see something, say something. All it takes is one phone call. You can remain anonymous. If you think a child is being abused, neglected, sexually abused, parents are wayward. If you see a parent more than you see the children, you might want to ask yourself why. And a lot of people stay in them streets because they think the streets got something going on. The streets ain't got nothing but a bunch of trouble. We ought to live, some of us. But there are a lot of people that use people to keep their children. Really, you're not no different than somebody that beat up on their baby, quite frankly. And some people may say, now, Angela, that's not nice. I just call it as I see it. Your baby gone in the morning and you don't see your baby till dark 30. How's that parental rearing? Leave your baby at your grandmama house, auntie house, babysitter house from morning till dark 30. Then got the nerve to want to try to cook your child something to eat late night. I don't believe in that, feeding children late. Your baby ain't grown. And I know some of you going to get offended because you do it. That's your damn business. You know damn well a baby ain't got no business going to bed with a full stomach. You can't act right on a full stomach. What do you think a child going to act right on a full stomach? Come on now. 10:30, 11 o'clock, you trying to fry somebody some chicken. Because you've been in the streets all day. Get off work, still want to be in somebody's face, running around. See, this is why the children become wayward. Then everybody get the hooping and hollering when they see them on the news. Woo, Lord, did you hear about him, girl? Pookie, he in jail. What it do, girl? Child, he done robbed the grocery store and held everybody up, make everybody lay down. Well, tell the truth about how Pookie was raised. The part that the news doesn't hear. Pookie was abandoned. Latchkey kid. At home all the time. Possibly no food, no rearing, no love, no attention. Nobody's trying to put him in sports, music, nothing. Might be dressing itself, clothing itself. May not even have adequate clothes. May not even have washing powder, soap, dish towel, wash towel. Some of y'all sitting up here thinking, my God, Angela, what are you saying? I'm saying what's the truth. The stuff you don't know, the stuff you don't hear about. Going to people's house, they ain't even got a clean dish rag or wash rag. Queen gonna tell it because I keeps it real. Refrigerator ain't got nothing in it. This is how some people live. House nasty, hoarded up. Cats, dogs running around, fecal matter, boo-boo everywhere. You got people that live like that. Saw a case not too long ago. That trailer should have been burnt to the ground. Children living like just animals. And when you ride by these places in the middle of nowhere or right there in the city, you're looking at the place like, dear God, that place dilapidated. Ooh, guess what? Somebody really living there. Ooh, she ain't got no power on. Somebody told it. Thank you. By the grace of God, somebody called and said, you need to go check out that trailer. They don't got no power on. Children living in there. And oh boy, what they found when they got up in there. Would have made a dead man cry. Stay woke. Justice for these children. But the ball was dropped. And you hear Chris talking about this baby mama. That's what we're going to call her. Baby mama. So what you're going to ask yourself is this. Who was the initiator of the child abuse? Boarding up walls and doors for the children not to eat food and steal the food. Was it the baby daddy or the mama? Or both of them's crazy as hell? Two crazy nuts met each other. Because sometimes you can get two wackos and they join together. So what are we talking about here? Two wackos? Two wacky mamas. Two wacky mom and daddies. Just curious. Because I'm sure many of you are thinking, well, who was the instigator, Angela? Do you know? Was it the mother, the father? In the end, it's not going to matter, but you're going to be curious. You're going to be curious. How do two people meet up to abuse their own children? It happens every day. It happens every day. I'm going to get into story number 2. Hold on one second. Because I don't really like lingering on that story. It's too depressing. Just like this one I'm getting ready to bring you. Just say something. That's all you have to do. All right, everybody. Quentin Simon is subject number 2. The news I'm going to bring you will not be the best news pertaining to Quentin Simon, but it is what it is. Prayers for justice for the baby. I will be bringing you an update pertaining to information given to me pertaining to this case. I'll bring you the shortest video, then I'll play the second one. Then we'll go into the information. Thank you all.
Bluetooth connected.
For more than 2 weeks now, police have been searching the waste management landfill off Little Neck Road. Investigators say evidence leads them to believe the child was taken there in a dumpster. Police have also named his mother, Leilani Simon, as their prime suspect. Well, so much has unfolded during this heartbreaking investigation. To learn more, including what was said during the 911 dispatch calls the morning he disappeared, all you got to do is visit our website, wjcl.com.
Imagine what she said. That's the call we want to hear. Leilani, what did you say to the police? I'm curious. Woo, boy, when I tell you they've been in my ear ringing about you, Lord, have mercy. Wait till I tell the chat about you and your mama and what's going on. So you can go run, tell it. Tell it on the mountain. Because I'm sure don't tell it. Y'all in trouble down there. Make sure you listen at this live very carefully. Don't leave nothing out, because I will not. Y'all in trouble down there. So keep talking, keep texting, keep going on them live streams. You have hung yourself. That's coming straight from Everyday Shenanigans. You fucked yourself this time. And Billy Joe, you know I know. Because I got a secret. Ooh, I got a secret. And I know you wondering. I should have kept my mouth closed. Should have stayed off that phone line. Now go run, tell it. Tell where you heard it from. You heard it from the Queen. Let's get it crunk. WSAV 3. Second source. Police working extremely hard to find Quentin Simon. Oh, Lord have mercy. This is the worst. Oh, Jesus, I'm dead. I can't take it no more.
20-month-old Quentin Simon disappeared. The little boy's body is believed to be in a landfill.
The search for him is the most extensive in the history of the Chatham County Police Department.
We want justice for Quentin, just like everybody else.
This case, which started as a report of a kidnapping, is now a criminal investigation. Quentin's mother, Leilani Simon, who called 911 to report her son missing, is the only person police have named as a suspect. WSAV lead investigative reporter Brett Buffington joining us live from Quentin's neighborhood this evening. Tonight, he walks us through every step of the story since it started.
When we were standing here a month ago, this story was much different than it is today. Police were looking for a little boy who might have wandered away or was taken. That's much different than what they believe now. October 5th, 9:42 a.m.
5:35, Toll Cross Road.
That's when Quentin's mom told police the story.
Her 1-year-old son is missing.
Her boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, went to work.
His hand, child.
Quentin was in a pack and play. Last seen at 6 a.m. The door was open. Quentin was gone.
Someone came in and took him.
Leilani Simon, Quentin's mom, blamed Quentin's biological father, Bubba Moss, He lives 90 miles away in Girard, Georgia. His name listed as a suspect on the original police report. But police did not take long to decide that story was impossible.
We are working extremely hard to try to bring this to a resolution and find Quentin and bring him home safely.
While police searched this neighborhood for a little boy they believed wandered away, we learned a lot about Quentin's family. His mother and that boyfriend were being evicted. His grandmother and her husband had custody. Neither of them was home when Quentin disappeared.
Oops.
And Quentin's mom was about to start having to pay child support for Quentin and his brother.
We brought in experts.
Week 2 of the search took a terrible turn.
We're not searching the whole landfill.
Quentin's body is believed to be in this dump. There's evidence police say that proves it. Their theory is the little boy was tossed in a dumpster, thrown out like trash, and delivered in a trash truck here. Once this search in this landfill started, police stopped with their regular updates as we kept looking for answers. Knocking on the Dunn, North Carolina address for boyfriend Daniel Youngkin just this week. That town, a place where Daniel Youngkin and Quentin Simon have been arrested before. But so far, in Quentin's case, now assigned this 11-digit number, no one has been charged with anything. Sadly, today, police did acknowledge that they knew going into the landfill search that the likelihood of finding Quentin's remains were low. In any landfill search like that, it's very improbable that they find the remains at the end of it. But those detectives added that they stay very dedicated to the search for this missing little boy. We are live in Southwest Chatham County tonight. I'm Brett Buffington, WSAV News 3, on your side.
All right, everybody. Thank you so very much for joining me and following the content. If you'd like to donate to this great network, Everyday Shenanigans, $sign the Gantry, 129 Cash App. All stickers and chats are welcome during the live. I have a moderator on deck, Kinsley Masters, down in the chat. I'm going to read you information from Chatham County Police Department Facebook page in relation to this storyline. Thank you for joining me. Prayers for the baby Q that he is recovered. Please do not give up on him. And I pray that the agents and law enforcement do not give up searching for this child. Thank you so much for your time. Oh, mercy. Lord have mercy. Four weeks ago today, we received a call that would spark the largest search and most far-reaching investigation in the history of Chatham County Police Department. It was the call that little Quentin Simon was missing. Today, the FBI and Chatham County Police Department searchers are continuing to work tirelessly in the landfill to recover Quentin's remains. After thousands of hours of investigating and gathering evidence, everything still points to Quentin being recovered in the landfill and his mother, Leilani Simon, as the primary suspect in his death. Oh, say that again, Queen, because somebody think they know everything. Leilani Simon as the primary suspect in his death and disappearance. We have spent 2 weeks digging through thousands of tons of garbage. We knew going into this landfill search, the odds of recovering Quentin's remains were low. Most landfill searches do not end in recovery due to many factors, including volume of trash to search and compression of the debris. However, we stay focused. The landfill search has been a task more grueling than anyone could imagine, and we would like to thank the dedicated Chatham County Police Department, FBI, GBI, and Chatham County Sheriff's Office personnel who have gone to that site day after day, determined to find Quentin, to find answers. We would like to thank the many people, both here at home and around the world, who have offered support and encouragement during these last 4 weeks. We appreciate every word and act of kindness for our department and everyone who is working so hard on this case. If you need verification for this information that I read, Chatham County Police Department via Facebook. And I'd like to thank all the sources mentioned in this. in aiding in information, data, research on the ground, in the landfill, in trying to recover this child. Let's chop it up. The link is in the chat if you want to join the Queen for a two-topic discussion pertaining to abused children, 2 out of Texas, now in foster care. Their mother has been extradited from Louisiana to Texas. And number 2 topic is Quentin Simon. I just read you a Facebook post by the Chatham County Police Department released this morning, thanking everyone who's helped, how grueling the search is. The recovery can be low due to the fact of the debris and the compression of the debris and the amounts of trash that have been unloaded into the landfill. Thank you all so much for joining me. It has come to my attention that there's going to be some furniture rearranging down in Savannah, Georgia. And for those of you who don't hang around too many black folks, it's an old term we use. Let me take a sip of water. It's going to be some furniture rearranging down there. Billy Joe, do you want to tell everybody what that furniture rearranging going to be? I'll wait. Billy Joe, are you going to tell everybody what that furniture rearranging is going to be? Because there's going to be some furniture moving about. A change is going to come. Because you and Leilani have sealed your fate by covering up the death and disappearance of Quentin Simon. You know, law officials know, Leilani, that you're behind the death of the child and the discardment of the child, which led them to the landfill. And you are hoping that they don't find them. That's why you threw them away in the dumpster. You knew exactly what you were doing. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not schizophrenic. I surely doubt that, because you would have left the baby dead right there in the house. When you decided to discard the child, you showed that you were lucid and sane. You off your rocker ill, but you lucid. There's a difference. Somehow you think you're not going to get caught. I'm just going to say this to you. The only reason really why you're walking around is because I believe Chief is on an ego trip for right now. So he wants that body so he can seal the deal. But if you were anywhere else, they would have already arrested you, because they would have never put your name out there as the primary suspect and let you walk free. That is a stupid move. But that's Chatham County's decision. Definitely not the FBI. What have we learned this week about Billy Joe and Leilani and all the shenanigans going on down there? Well, I'm going to put it to you like this. Share. You need not do no more GoFundMe donations. Please don't, because you don't really want to step on American soil right now. Should I tell her, Kinsley?
Well, sure, why not? I mean, I'll just leave that up to you.
Okay. Share. Stay in Canada. Do yourself a favor and stay in Canada. Because I don't think you want to come down here. It would be best advised that you don't. Because my understanding is that the FBI is meeting with Canadian authorities regards to you and who's the other chasing somebody?
Yep, they want chasing too.
You all fucked up. See, this is what happens when you're honorary and can't nobody tell you anything because you think you know everything. You're sitting up here, using those people in that house to get views to your channel, and they're using you because they're guilty, because this is what guilty people do. They run to YouTube. See, sane people know to stay the hell away from YouTube. They know better. But see, Leilani and Billy Joe are like the whales. They can't get enough of YouTube. And that is where many people make their mistake, because there's always somebody watching social media. And because we have a lot of tattletellers that love to call police and FBI and Ray and Karen and Becky, you should have never, ever reached out to Billy Joe. You should have never reached out. And Billy Joe, you should have never reached out to Cher. And I will let you figure out why you shouldn't have reached out to one another. You all have got to be the stupidest people I have ever seen in my life. I thought Don Wells was a fool. Sitting up on the horn, talking, calling messenger, talking. You should know fucking well these folks are watching your dumb asses. And yet you still continue to go live and live and live. And now you got the nerve to ask people for money to help you come here. Bitch, they trying to get you, Cher. Are you still stupid? You're going to try to get money to graze yourself to come here to go to jail, because that's what you're getting ready to get your money for. You get ready to fly right on American soil to be interrogated about what the fuck you doing talking to a baby killer and her mama.
And insinuating all over social media that Billy Ho has spilled the beans.
You
the
fucked
biggest
yourself.
Fuck up yet.
All of this is what fools do, is talk. That's why some of you said in the chat, let them talk, let them talk. Well, guess what? They done talked themselves right into a hole. They are data dumping, dum-dums. Why do I know your personal conversation, Billy Joe?
Dumbest shit she could have ever did.
Anybody is a fool to sit up on Messenger and talk.
Messenger, Snapchat, WhatsApp, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, everything.
I'm sorry, I want a friend. I need a friend, kids. I needed somebody to help me out.
I mean, this shit can't get any worse.
So my advice to the rest of you YouTubers, you better leave that crazy ass Billy Joe alone. Leave that bitch alone. Stay out her phone line. Leave her alone. Because they now need collateral damage for those of you who are slow in the mental department. Anybody that's been conversing with these people, you are a sitting duck. This is why we tell you, leave these people alone. Nobody grown should even have to give you that type of advice on why you don't enable a baby killer, their friends, their cousins, their relatives, because one, it's none of your business. They have investigators to work the case. You're trying to get in somebody's pocket for a view and a like. You're only reeling yourself in to be interrogated by authorities. What about this you do not understand?
No, Carol or Coral Reef, I don't think these people even care at this point.
But that's the whole point. They're lucid in their behavior, which shows me they've never cared for the child. These people wanting to chase these baby killers and their mom and daddies. You don't care about yourself, because as this lockdown white boy was saying, you judge by the company you keep. And that's the truth. And y'all don't get it. You don't get it. You hang with the dope dealer, people think you sell dope. Don't mean you really sell dope, but you're hanging with them, so you must do it. You're hanging with the addicts. Oh, she get high. I saw her with Pookie and Ray Ray. They snorting and tooting. She don't do it. No, she ain't like that.
No, she's exactly like that.
Exactly.
And Billy Ho, we know that you're up on her panel tonight and you're crying about your childhood and how bad it was and how you were made fun of. Bitch, that don't matter, because at some point you became a legal adult. You, at the age of 18, became legal. And at that point, you had the choice to change your path in life. No, but instead of doing some good, you went on to do prostitution, multiple drug charges, DUI, taking contraband into the facilities there, the correctional facilities. Bitch, you done buried yourself a long time ago. Nobody cares about your childhood because you went on to be exactly like the person who raised you, that you are sitting up there and bad mouthing them.
3 generations of corruption and tainted people. Nobody in the group has decided to try to change their life. And you went to the news throwing gasoline on Leilani and geeked up at the same time, which showed us that you never stopped using narcotics. So that means you didn't have any business signing paperwork for those children. I'm still going to ask you again, Billy Joe, what's on the papers that was dropped off at your house Monday?
And don't say copies. And don't say copies.
And let me tell this to the other dodo birds that don't know how to comprehend. When you need a police report, you go to the police department. The police is not in the business of bringing you your own fucking police report. Stupid asses. It is hard for me to understand how these people don't have a brain.
Well, what takes the cake out of all of it?
Make up anything.
You got a whole fucking panel over there defending a bitch that the police department just put out a statement today stating that that girl is their prime suspect.
Exactly.
So how do you guys not comprehend? You have sat up there day in and day out talking about how this woman needs people surrounding her right now, and she needs love and she needs encouragement. Fuck your encouragement. What about Quentin's? That little boy is never gonna see.
That's the one
nothing.
That's the one, and his brother and sister, the ones lost in the shuffle.
Yeah,
you too busy worrying about fucking Billy Joe and Leilani and what they need. And let me tell you something too, you dizzy bitch. Why the fuck you sit here worrying about a fucking Amazon wish list? She ain't got no children unless Leilani pregnant. Oops, is we pregnant?
You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed that you would even want to solicit a wish list for this woman. For rings? For baby stuff? Come the fuck on. She's never, ever going to be able to see those kids. Ever. Not ever. She will never have visitation. That boy disappeared and died on her watch.
And guess what? Billy Joe co-signed it. Billy Joe, that was the worst mistake you ever made, is when you put your damn Jane Hancock on them custody papers. You should have just went on and jumped yourself in Ogoche River, however the hell y'all say it. You should have just jumped head first.
To sit on a YouTuber's panel when you know damn well what happened to your grandbaby, you're scum. I would love to run you over, get out, spit on you, and put my shit in reverse and go back over you. Because you are a piss poor excuse for a human being. And I don't give two shits about those idiots out there chanting and a hooting and a hollering. I'm glad. At this point, I'm glad.
Hey, kids, let's play a game.
Let's go.
Okay. It goes kind of like this. Billy Joe, we want to see how long it'll take you to give Cher that wrench back. Ting.
Give it to her, Billy. Give everybody their wrench back, because you wrench for quite a few people all of a sudden.
So let's watch. For those who watch Cher's channel, come back and tell the queen if Billy Joe gives up the wrench. And Billy Joe, I think you know where I'm going with this. So we're going to make a bet how fast you give that wrench back.
Because now you involved a woman for no reason in your shit show.
So everybody, watch the chat, because I don't watch that bullshit. Just come back and tell the queen. She gave the wrench up, queen. I think, Billy Joe, we're not going to say it on the live because it's already obvious. If people in the chat can't understand what we're saying, we're not going to even make you understand. Read between the lines. Billy Joe, we're going to wait to see how long it takes you to give the wrench back.
It's time for you just to give it up. You need to drive yourself down to Chatham County, call them, call the FBI, call CPS, call somebody, and give your daughter up, because they're coming for all of you.
What did you tell Cher? Did you tell Cher something personal?
Because if you didn't, Billy Joe, she's fucking your whole world up. Because she's insinuating that you did.
Oops. Y'all gonna keep on. You might as well just went on and called on a landline, Billy Joe.
The craziest thing of all of this is nobody knows who anybody is. You know, like, you don't know who's who's married to whose brother, sister, grandma, grandpa aren't who, what they do for a living, what kind of ties they have. You could be a news anchor, some sort of a journalist. You could be, in law enforcement. You could be a mayor. You could be all kinds of shit. And you're running your mouth to the wrong person. And all it takes is for one of these subscribers or viewers to pick up that horn and call who they know, because you don't know who they know.
And if I were any of you, I would not be talking to Cher via text message or messenger. Find your new playmate. I would not. I would not email her. I would not send a cash donation. I would not send nothing on an Amazon wish list. I would not do nothing with my name attached to any type of document pertaining to that channel. If you cannot read between the lines, you are retarded or something's wrong with you. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. And excuse me for using that word, but I would not. Because the FBI is meeting with Canadian authorities right now. So if you have any sense about yourself, leave that woman in that channel alone. Don't talk to them people over there. Just don't do it. I thought she was different. I've seen the replay over and over with different cases. She does this every time, and I'm disappointed with her. Why would you be disappointed with her, hippie? You didn't know her. You don't put your faith in man. I don't know if you believe in the Bible or not, but it's in the scripture. You don't ever put your faith in man, because he will surely disappoint you. There's no way in the world I will put my faith in somebody that sits up behind a computer screen. You can't trust the people you know and talk to every day. Why would you put your faith in behind somebody that sits up on a computer and go live? I don't understand that. And somebody say, well, you want somebody to have faith in you. Well, I tell you this, I'm human, and you don't know me and I don't know you. I've seen what people do. I've seen what people do in the chat. I've seen what other YouTubers do. I know personally because I've talked to people off of YouTube. It's the biggest mistake in the world. That's what I'm trying to tell all of you. Watch the content if you choose, and then clock out when you're done. Stop trying to get involved with these people in the chat and the YouTube. You need to treat YouTube just like you would if you were watching television. You watch the docuseries on Netflix, ID channel. You watch it. When it's over, flip to the next channel. You don't know Tom Cruise. You don't know Oprah Winfrey. You don't know Dr. Phil. They're just entities standing on a stage. That's the thing some of you don't seem to understand. That's why people are always hooping and hollering and crying when they hear something terrible about, oh, my favorite singer. Oh, he OD'd on drugs. I didn't know he got high. Oh, my favorite football player. He beat his wife. Well, you didn't know him. Stop putting your faith in people. Just listen to what they have to say. You like him run up and down the football field? Leave it at that. Stop trying to get invested in a two-legged creature. If I could tell you some of the stories about some of these people on YouTube, you would not like the stories. I've talked to people off camera. I only talked to one. That's Chris Thorns. I leave it at that. For a reason. Lie, manipulate, make up stuff. See, everybody seems nice at first. Hi, call me, message me over here. I want to talk to you. And then you realize they fucked up, jacked up. I treat everybody the same. When I smell bullshit, I'm out. There's no more messaging. There's no more calling. There's no more nothing. I don't play them kind of games. When he start calling, talking crazy, leaving crazy messages and all that, you acting just crazy to people in the chat. Oh, I ain't got no use for you. You don't know these people up here. Everybody has issues. Something's wrong with them mentally, physically. Mentally ill, drunks, addicts, pill poppers, Xanax poppers. Going on a live stream, talking like, a fucking slow ass turtle. Ting, ting, ting. Stay woke. Stop putting your faith in people. Well, I guess we got Dr. Phil in the audience.
Sorry about that. My kids were
That's all right.
Up there about to fist fight. But at some point, Billy Ho, stay the fuck off social media. Share. I don't know who you think you are, or if you think you're untouchable being over there in Canada. Boo, you are not untouchable.
Well, I tell you what, after listening to somebody's YouTube rant about her keeping his name in her mouth, she ought not ever talk about nobody. Ever. Because he put her straight. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
And I watched that video today. I said, oh my God. He put her down like a rabid dog.
I don't even know how anybody could be defending a woman, especially after today and visually.
Just told AB, I won't be doing no go find me.
Back to what I was saying. We literally, I'm at a loss for words. We read today where it says this trash goes through compacting.
Yeah.
How does that not resonate with anybody? Mm-hmm. That this little boy has been crushed to 1 billion pieces.
Yes.
And I want to know, what the fuck is the difference between her and Donald Wells? Because
there is no difference.
There is no difference. And there is a particular person, actually there's 3 particular people on that panel tonight that fucking still to this day drag the Wells, drag them on a daily. Him being a rapist or a molester or a murderer is no different than this grandma condoning what her daughter did. Because at the end of the day, Billy knows what happened. That's why she said what she said in that first interview. Period. We don't need any more. Nothing needs to convince anybody with any common sense solely based off of what she said in that first interview. Period. That just, to me, that just seals the deal.
I told everybody the other day that Billy Joel, when her back is pressed against the wall, which is like many humans, they will forfeit. She has more to lose than Leilani. Leilani doesn't have anything. And even if the things that Billy Joel has in her husband's name, she still has the rights to him because she's married. Leilani doesn't have anything. So before Billy Joel loses what she has with her husband, her livelihood, she's going to give up her daughter. She's got to give her up.
If she has any brains, she'll give her up.
She's still guilty either way for signing the papers and working on the road. So it is what it is.
Yeah, on top of you literally told somebody because they supposedly reiterated what you said to them. So clearly, whatever you said to Cher was enough for her to come public and say she knows whatever she knows. So, bitch, that tells us that you know something.
I have never seen people keep asking the same motherfucking question. Stop asking me stuff. If you can't understand what I'm saying in the chat, I can't make it no clearer.
And we're not over here talking about AB, whoever said that. No, we're not. We're just talking about how he brought the GoFundMe up. He hit the nail on the head. Cher, if you can't afford your own trip, then you don't belong here.
Well, after what I heard, she best stay in Canada.
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I'm talking about if that wasn't even an option.
But I'm just saying the new information.
She needs to stay over there because
from what I'm hearing, you best to stay your ass over there and you better stay somewhere real still. I wouldn't get on an airplane and come to America. I would not. Because you're getting ready to get duped by Billy Joel. You don't even know what she done told them folks. You are so stupid, Cher. You and you other cronies chasing in behind people, always want to defend the baby killers and their family. You all are just, something's just wrong with you. All of you using each other. That's the crazy part. All of you are sucking on each other's butt cheeks. It is the sickest thing I have ever seen in my life. She need an ally because she down there feeling alienated by them YouTubers, her and Leilani. You sick and twisted up there near the North fucking Pole, crazy as hell. But in the end, all of y'all are going to be bumping your heads together like the damn Three Stooges.
You know, she was one big bad bitch when she ran up in the babysitter's house. Why don't you go run up outside? Go run up outside and go toe to toe with all those people in the street. Let's see what you're all about. Mm-hmm. Because you won't. You're a bitch. You're a coward.
She got too much to lose. That's why ain't nobody else done got arrested down there. Ain't none of them folks down there on that ground want to go to jail. Can't turn the rental car back in if you're locked up. Ting. Can't catch your airplane back home if you're locked up. Ting. Can't pay your bills and your rent if you're locked up. Ting.
You know, it's one thing if people, you know, bring the story to YouTube, right? Because let's just say it's public knowledge, right? It's on the news or CNN or, you know, on Google, or the newspaper, whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing you come, you know, social media and you talk about it, you know, you highlight the BS that's going on. But this is some next level shit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's sinister. It's sinister. A lot of people get a jolt out of all of this on the ground. You know, dope fiends on the ground, cussing and fussing at the people at the house. You're sitting here watching the fucking Amityville Horror day for day. Why? And then you're chasing in behind the people. It's sickening. It's sinister. You don't even know you're in the abyss with these people. Even when you're watching it, you're in the abyss and you don't even know it because you're sucking that shit up and you don't even get it. That's why I don't really like watching that junk because it's repetitive. What am I gaining is what I have to tell myself. If I look at one video of some people standing on the street, they're doing something I don't agree with, there's no point in me to keep going back to watch it for what? I don't have to get on my channel to say, yeah, they were standing out there again. I'm not going to sit here and talk about that every day. Somebody standing outside somebody's fucking house. I'm not going to play the audio every day. I'm not going to do none of that. Because that's not how I rock.
This little boy has been so, himself has been so lost in everything.
Well, he's just another story, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. That is the truth.
I'm not trying to be mean, but it is. Because
it is.
After him, it's somebody else, and it's somebody else, and it's somebody else. Because these people are sick. They're all sick. They're just like the story we just got through talking about. That's just the worst severe abuse, because it's really one of those kids aren't even dead. Because how long can you go without food? How do you make it to 15 without food? That's a long ass time because we don't know how long that chick's been starving her kids.
And it's probably been a very long time because you just don't become mentally fucked up overnight. You know, this chick has been doing that to those kids for a very long time. And the fact that she got off on it, you know what I mean? Like she had to have fueled
because
her.
This is long-winded because even the News Nation said anybody can use deduction that the 5-year-old we're speaking of 10 years ago has to be one of these children that got away. That was the scary part. One of them is the one that got the feet burned, probably the boy twin, the oldest boy twin. And so you're looking at this guy like, damn, he's lived a long time and been severely abused by his own mother, him and his twin sister. Now we got to go to the twins up under them. What are they looking like? Plus the children all the way down to about what, 8, I think? Yeah, 8 to 14 is what he said.
I mean, this bitch tortured them. I mean, you gotta be real ill to get off on that.
But how you find another person to do it? The baby daddy was doing it, and that's got a 27-year-old doing it.
Like,
come on now, two guys, two different ages. It's bullshit.
It's just getting, all this stuff gets worse and worse by the day and worse by the case that it happens.
That's why I'm trying to understand, how can you talk somebody into abusing your kid?
I don't know, man.
You dated this guy, dated him, you got all these kids with him. Now you with a 27-year-old guy and you got him beating your kid up. This is bullshit. And that's the sick part of the story, is that she's able to find people to go along with her to abuse her children. See, first case, you may think it was the father coercing her, but it didn't necessarily have to be that, but they're both complicit. And I don't care that he's changed his life. You can't make me understand how you would board up a room so your children can't get out to eat. That is fucked up.
That's all intentional. Like,
damn right.
That bitch is not even gonna, she's gonna try to say that she's, insane or this and that. No,
she's not insane.
You are not
insane when you went about that house.
Yep.
You've been moving around too much. That's why she moved from Louisiana, because she probably was being investigated down there again.
And I think this is why Billy Ho landed in Georgia. Because if you see or have heard or listened to all these charges that have been talked about, there's some in this case. Yeah.
But that's what people do. They move around. Because at some point, you can't keep staying in the same place with the same criminal record. People
Right.
talk, people gossip. You go get a job somewhere, the first thing a person do, go call, oh yeah, I saw her sitting in that office. Did you know she's a felon, or did you know she's got a burglary charge? Next thing you know, you're fired. Now you gotta go find you another job.
It's just
All the children are in foster care.
no, Dev. We were talking about those two twin boys that were held basically captive by their mom, and then we're also talking about
This is a
Quentin.
2-part live pertaining to the woman who abused her children out of Texas, and then Quentin Simon. Please go back to the beginning of the video to get the content. Thank you.
And you know, everybody when they watch that trailer roll out, oh, they sold it. And I said it to you immediately. They didn't sell that bitch.
Only a fool would have thought they sold that camera.
They moved that
Jesus
because
Christ.
they were going to get her out of the house. And
I get
place her
frustrated
in
talking
it.
about this stuff because I can't understand how people think. The questions people ask, it's like, are you not paying attention to the information? If you stop listening to the gossip, you could put 2 and 2 together. But some of you just refuse to stop listening to the he said, she said. Then you come in acting like you're confused about stuff. Well, I don't understand this and I don't understand this because you don't listen. You're too busy listening to other stuff. Do you all know that the only thing that you all have gossip about pertaining to this case is shit that Billy Joe posted? Other than that, you don't talk about nothing else. Just gossip.
Because if they've really listened to and read the stuff that's come out, you know, from the press conferences or
Yeah,
you know,
and then you get an attitude because nobody wants to sit there and believe the bullshit. Why would I be believing something that somebody posted on a Facebook page and they're the same person that abandoned the children? But yet I'm supposed to go break my neck to go find somebody's channel, find a Facebook post. Why would I do that?
you know, the main question, Billy Joe, why did you go to the court
Hell no,
and tell the court that your daughter was unfit? She's verbally and physically abusive to your grandkids.
Ooh, let the secret out. Let the secret out. That secret number, how many? We got so many. Can't keep up.
Why, Billy Joe? Why did you do that? Why did you go to the court and say how bad of a mother your daughter is?
You heard it here first on Everyday Shenanigans. Everyday Shenanigans. Secret number 1. She told on her daughter she was unfit.
And then you leave them with her, and one turns up missing.
I would never leave my kids. I will never leave my kids. I would never. I know she did that.
Liar, liar, liar.
And any of you that thinks Danny has been cleared, come on. Like for reals. He was there the night of the 4th. Okay?
Secret number 3.
He was there. He knows what happened. That's why he got the fuck out of Savannah.
Secret number 4. You did not take your child with you. Everything you need to know is at the beginning of the story.
He didn't take his daughter. He allowed her to just stay there with a woman who killed her son.
Yep. I'm clearing house today.
I mean, everything that we're talking about, this shit is, this is the truth. This stuff has been said throughout this whole entire ordeal.
They don't want to listen to that, though.
And I'm not just talking about the stuff that we're talking about. I'm talking about, like, stuff the chief has said.
But they don't listen.
I mean, just
Just keep repeating the same gossip over and over and over.
And
They got a different gossip every fucking day pertaining to this child. He's sitting there telling you now the low probability of being in landfill, yet you still keep bringing up stuff about the swimming pool and the bathtub, and now it's a pond and it's a lake, and it's like, how many bodies of water are you gonna travel with this story? Jesus Christ, get a grip.
None of it makes sense. And when something don't make sense, then, you know, we've been spun nothing but lies
Well, I ain't
from
never
them.
Look, I'm 51 years old. I know a fool when I see one. I know a fool when I see one. That's why I don't look up Facebook posts. I don't care what nobody said on Facebook. Facebook is a liar and a thief. Because the person spinning it is a liar and a thief, and go on and on. So why would I sit up here and believe something somebody posted to Facebook when I can clearly see they are culpable of this child being dead? So if the mama lied, and then you find out the grandmama had custody of the child, and she's the one now spinning the web on Facebook, ding, ding, ding. What would you think she was telling the truth about all these stories of he drowned and this and oh my God, come on. Just stop it. You don't know that child been nowhere near no damn water. My understanding, hell, he didn't get no baths. You want me to believe he drowned in some water? And if he was, at this point, you ain't gonna never find out.
No, because his body is more than likely not intact by no means. We're talking weeks now that they have been digging through all of those toxins.
It makes me sick to my stomach. But I sat there and looked at that picture yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. While I was looking at the landfill, I was just shaking my head like, Lord have mercy. Because the on ground picture, you know, doesn't look the same as the picture from the drone.
Right.
And when you're down on the ground, you can see the circumference from where they're standing to the pile that will be, I guess, sitting to the left of them. I guess. And it's just like, it makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah, it's foul. It's
y'all sitting up here whining and crying about who coming to I'm about to say Tennessee, who coming to Georgia, who coming to Georgia. Y'all act like Santa Claus came to town.
I wouldn't be bragging about any of those
I sure
motherfuckers
wouldn't
being
either.
my friend.
Did you see what happened? Did you see what happened? Such and such is coming to town. Such and such. Well, shit, they ain't bringing me nothing. What I care? If it ain't Santa Claus coming down my chimney, I don't give a damn who went to Savannah, Georgia. And let me tell you something. Most of you disgraceful anyway, because Savannah is a very historical city. So to be sitting up here bragging about who the fuck went to 545, 535 Buck Halter, you should be talking about the other sights and sounds in Savannah. Because there's a whole lot more going on in Savannah than 535 Buck Halter. Just let me say that. It's a disgrace to even put it in the same sentence. Guess who going to Savannah? Guess who coming to Savannah? Like it's somebody, you know, in the NFL coming.
And then I seen something that one of these channel members was trying to start a reward fund. For fucking what? A reward fund for what? For information? We don't need no information. The FBI's got all that information.
I'm done. Please stop. Just stop it, please.
Just Billy is just dragging them in one by
I think
one.
if you all want to start a reward fund, you should start a fund for how we can zip tie somebody's mouth closed. How about that? Start a GoFundMe for how you can keep a baby horse's mouth closed.
Oh, what I want to know is, share, Is that fundraiser to get you to America? Is that for your dirty old man of yours? Are you bringing him with you?
What they gonna fly first class?
Mm-hmm.
Well, last I checked, I don't know no airplanes that's got no motherfucking barns.
I was gonna say. Unless
they got a new kind of airplane that's got a bottom part attached to it, like a space shuttle.
Yeah. I was gonna say shit. She's gonna come here and go back on Con Air.
Girl, you stupid. I don't know. No airplane service got no damn barn attached to it. The fuck?
That's some funny shit. She's coming. She's coming on
wearing
air.
That boy, wearing that other YouTuber to death because he sure told our business. Sitting there calling his wife, trying to talk to his wife. Why? Just because they got a different opinion. What you want to talk to him for? He think one way, she think one way. What you want to talk to him for? Because you realize he wasn't really one of the YouTubers that always be on here talking about stuff. So you figure, well, I'll try to get him in my pocket. If I talk to him, maybe he'll understand where I'm coming from. Well, he didn't let you know he didn't want to be bothered. Should have left him and his wife alone. You like trouble. That's why you know you're an ass licker. You just love being all up in somebody's ass crack.
Fuck. I haven't heard ass licker in forever.
Fucking nutball, just a nut nuzzler.
Oh, shit.
Leave that man alone. If he want to think a certain way, let him think it. You just mad because a lot of us got common sense. We ain't sitting up here trying to, free every motherfucking prison in the state prison. For what? That's why they in there. They in there for a reason.
Only a dummy's gonna believe that bullshit. I mean, a baby did not put himself in the dumpster, and when the chief is telling you that they got confirmation that is where he is, he didn't take himself to the mobile home park, and he didn't hop up on the dumpster and dive in.
She must had a horrible life.
Horrible. Awful.
I have seen some people with some horrible lives because everybody's had some type of life that is not the greatest. But this bitch must have a miserable life because for you to wake up and be a grown woman, what they say she's 37, 38 years old, like she's 56. You walking around here this ignorant and want to aid people that commit crimes against children, anybody that go to jail. Okay, I'll support them. Let me find their messenger. Let me find them on Facebook. That's just not even normal behavior. If you feel like that, you know what you should have done, bitch? You should have went to law school and joined the Innocence Program. Become an attorney for the Innocence Program out of Chicago. That's what you should have done. While you sit up there in Canada, carry your dumb ass to law school.
Because the same people that were fucking fighting with her about Dawn Wells are up there right along with the horse. So we got a whole fucking barnyard.
I would never be aiding nobody I even thought got a child missing. That's why you don't get involved with them, because you don't know if they did something to their child. You could sit up all day and say, well, I don't think they did anything. It doesn't matter. Nobody asked for your opinion. Common sense will tell you don't get involved because you don't know them.
Yeah, little Dev, you're right. They don't understand that they are interfering with an open murder investigation.
She don't know where her children is. I ain't got to ask her nothing. She don't know nothing. She don't know nothing about Billy Joel. She don't know nothing about that little girl. Leilani wasn't even talking to her. You saw how she was asking her, trying to speak to her the other day on the live. Leilani didn't even look at her while her and her mom was on the cell phone. That should tell you something right there. She don't even care. That girl don't care nothing about nobody. And you sit up there talking about on another live stream, I said if she has to get arrested or blah, blah, blah. Well, if you feel like she's could get arrested, which is it? You believe in her or you don't? You either do or you don't. Ain't no half in.
Well, if you're up in the middle of the night and you're texting people that you want Leilani and Danny arrested, even if that means you are going to jail,
Lumpy
take her
Queen.
in.
Lumpy Queen, I like your comment. They lack common sense. That's why they stay in somebody's business.
Yeah.
That sounds like some black folk talk right there. That's why they in their business. Cause they just dumb. You're right. They're dumb as hell. Well, let me go see what they doing. Let me go call the sheriff. Let me go call the FBI. Let me go call the newspaper. Let me go call the animal shelter. Oh my God, the animals, they're abused. Somebody ain't feeding them. Oh my God, I saw a dead dog. Lord have mercy. I told myself, boy, these folks couldn't live in the hood. They be dead. Somebody better whooped all y'all asses. Because y'all just meddle in everything. That's all the fuck y'all do is stay on the cell phone all day calling folks, complaining about stuff.
And if Leilani is on the run, well,
Leilani ain't nowhere but in that missing camper.
Sitting on somebody's
If
land.
you miss that, something you don't need to be watching true crime.
That's why they hauled that bitch right on.
How you gonna go somewhere you ain't got no job? She's sitting on the lawn for you to see her to show she wasn't going to no job. As much as y'all sitting there watching that house, did you watch anybody clock into a job the past 3-4 weeks? I'll wait. And that's another one. Billy Joe, do you still have a job? That's what I'm curious about.
Shit, she's probably afraid to go back. Those protesters will follow her all the way there.
Billy Joe, do you still have a job? Leilani, do you still have a job? We know Danny ain't got his job because he left the whole area. So we talking about 3 motherfuckers with no jobs.
Billy, your husband about to leave your ass. Because
I would be
done.
Like, I ain't signing up for this type of life right here. That man, if he had any sense while he's standing there arguing with protesters, I've been threw my hand up with everybody. Everybody get the fuck away from my house, my lawn, and I'm putting everybody out this house. I seal that house up and get in my truck and go into the sunset. When they realize there ain't no movement at that house, they get the fuck on from out there.
Well, angry Mimi, she could be the next Brian Laundrie. And if that is the case, there's only the chief to blame because he has plenty to take her in custody.
And I tell you what, that would be the ultimate betrayal.
Yep.
You find that girl hanging dead somewhere.
This is going to be a whole slap in everybody's fucking face if that bitch ends up dead.
Yeah.
Because he has plenty to take her in on.
Because the thing that people don't seem to understand is that girl can't make it on her own. She don't know how to survive on her own, which is her choice. But eventually, Billy Joe's going to have to go back to work or go to somebody's job. Leilani will be in the dust. No baby daddies, no children, no babysitter. She is dust. Now, could she find another willing participant to aid her, kind of like that thing up there in Canada? Possibly. Find her a sugar daddy that want to take care of her and aid her. Maybe she should hang with Cher. Cher can give us some tips on how to get an old man.
Fuck. Cher's old man don't even have a job.
Well, I don't know what they got. I don't watch them to know what they got.
That bitch is as raggedy as they come.
I know I'm sick of looking at that wooden ass chair.
I'm sick and tired of looking at his
I'm looking at this like, bitch, you don't watch HGTV. I watch HGTV. That's where I'm at. I don't know what they own.
Shit, she could watch some DIY and refab that chair.
You know what? Please stop. Please stop. Oh my God. I can't. Hit the link.
Hit the link. Let us hear your side of all of this. Let us know what you think of the horse and the rest of the barnyard.
I think I'm gonna go find me a My Pony doll. I am.
They still sell those.
Where I can get it from Walmart.
Yeah. Hey,
Walmart.
Cher.
That's my grandma put the S on
Can you
everything.
please put a My Little Pony on the wish
I'm gonna give me a little pony, My Pony, and I'm gonna go give me some purple hair dye. Unless I can find me one with purple hair.
They do. They even have one with rainbow hair.
I'm thinking they do.
Don't even say that, because tomorrow I will go and find a pony.
Yeah, I'm gonna find me one. Why, you gonna send it to me?
Yeah. Shit, I'm gonna make it the profile picture.
Girl, don't. Yeah, you stupid.
Hey, you know those
Yeah, remember that song, My Pony, My Pony.
What about those Fisher Price, the one that's called the Barnyard?
I know the Lord said, Anya, if you don't act right, now you know that's not nice. You sitting up there talking about that baby horse up there on your channel. Well, you like eating children, you like eating baby killers. So
Tracy says the horse and the billy goat.
yeah, Walmart. You know, my grandmama used to put a damn S on the end of Kmart's. You know Kmart's gotta say. I say, you don't know S on no damn Kmart. No black folk put an S on everything. Walmart's, Kmart's. We ain't got no more Kmart's.
No, they closed that shit down. No more blue light special.
Oh Lord, girl. I don't think I've seen a blue light spinning that store since I was a kid.
Right. Yeah, remember? They used to like wheel it around.
Even Jacqueline Smith said, fuck this, y'all ain't open, you sell my damn clothes. I'm trying to go, look, I'm gonna try to go to Kohl's. I bet you that little horse don't even go to the mall and shop.
How's she gonna shop? She's begging for money.
Ask her when the last time she went to Walmart and bought her a spring dress.
I heard that today that one of her many supporters was talking shit about how she had a fundraiser to buy herself.
Kroger's. I call it Kroger's. And shit, I don't even think I call it Kroger. Do I call it Kroger? I think I call it Kroger's too. Shit, well, I'm uneducated. Girl, don't make me feel myself. What you were saying. I just realized that she's right. It's not an R on. It's not a S on there. I'm dead.
So it's now Billy's, Leilani's, Buckholter's.
Oh my God, my head hurt. I'm going to Kroger's.
No, Jane, I don't think bringing in EquiSearch is going to help find Quentin. They got the best of the best out there that specialize in that. If anybody's going to find him, it's them. They know he's there. It's just a matter of finding.
It's just something. The circumstances as they see it. You got to count at least 10 days of him being in there. That's surmountable when you count how much
garbage they pick up on a daily route.
Tons of trash. And then
how many trucks drop in that area?
Melted down.
Oh God.
Soldered down rather. Oh God, Piggly Wigglies. Oh, please stop. Oh my God. That gone, yeah. Kmart. Y'all had a Kmart overseas? Yeah. Kmart been gone, honey. She been gone. Well. No, Jane. They don't need nobody else to come in.
Nope. Billy Ho, you need to give it up right now.
What other areas? Are you talking about in the landfill? They have to go little by little because there's so much trash. You can't just lay out a whole bunch of trash and try to go through. It's got to be a small amount because you got to make sure you go through every piece because he's not whole right now. Not to be derogatory, you're just looking for if you can get clumps of flesh, hair, and bones. Because you're 4 weeks in now.
I mean, even if
the hair will be most significant. He probably the hair is not going to deteriorate like the flesh.
You know, even if they found, like, we don't know if he was, you know, thrown away in any clothing.
Yeah, I missed 24 hours Walmart too.
Or, you know, any clothing or any, you know, pajamas, not dressed. They just need to find an article.
Because you really don't even know what he wore.
No, we don't
know what he had on.
Mm-mm.
Could have been thrown in the dumpster naked. You know, naked in a trash bag or naked in a tote. See, that's the whole thing about this crime. You don't know if the baby had on clothes, a nightgown, a pamper, a diaper, a pull-up. You don't know if he had on shoes, socks. You don't know.
No, we don't know anything because we can't believe anything. We can believe nothing that she has said because everything that's come out of her mouth is a damn lie from day one.
We're going to say this for the last time. Ellie believes the baby is in the landfill. So why would they be searching somewhere else? That defeats the purpose of being in the landfill. If I thought he was somewhere else, then I'd search somewhere else.
Well, not only that, but they wouldn't have brought in a whole team and took $250,000 from, you know, a school fund.
That makes no sense.
They know
That's
he's
why
there.
I don't understand why you all don't want to listen to what they're telling you. It's baffling me. They're telling you everything you need to know about the case. We didn't have the money. We need the money. We need the people. We need the resources. So why would they be in the landfill if they didn't think he was in there? Because you're listening to gossip from other people such as Billy Joe. So if you're going to be listening to the gossip, then that means you believe what? The grandmother. So you really can't say that you believe in baby Quentin if you believe the stories that the grandmother has spun about somewhere else.
I mean, and they have to remember too, this chief has not like went left or right with every press conference and then what was released today on the county website or Facebook page. They keep stating that they have evidence that he is there. They have not insinuated any other place. It is the same thing every time.
You know what I think right now? If Chief Hadley came out and told everybody what they had against her, they still would not
Wouldn't believe it. Oh, hell no. Never. Mm-mm. And for the Billy Goat to say, well, I don't know what video footage or surveillance they have because they haven't told us. Bitch, why would they tell you? They're not going to tell anybody anything. You know?
Don't say it no more. Did you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Don't say it no more. Because you're wasting your time repeating yourself. If they can't understand the information from the law officials, they gave a statement today. If you can't believe the statement that they gave, then you just shouldn't even follow the story.
I did like how the FBI had that picture of him.
Yeah, that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the picture I'm going to use for my trailer. Where they're sitting in the landfill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're sitting there at the
table.
At the table, uh-huh.
It's sad, that they're, able to post that, but yet the family never even put flyers, and yet day one.
I think my direction of the network is going to change because I have been talking about it for months. first of the year.
Yeah, change it up. Change is always good.
Yeah, change is good because I see this. This ain't working. This ain't working at all. Because I'm not a school teacher. I didn't major in education.
Yeah. You can't force,
Michelle Bird, hit the link. I want to hear what you have to say. If you know something about Billy Joe when she lives in your neighborhood, please hit the link. It's the HTTPS. Hit the box on your cell phone with your finger, and it'll guide you up. You don't have to show yourself. Because I'm tired of hearing. I don't want to hear nothing else about what no protester said. That's boring. I want to hear somebody that's dealt with these people one-on-one.
I have been thinking, damn, man.
Well, I tried doing
pick
it
her up
pricey
on
on the
something.
memberships. I really don't want to charge my fans no memberships, but I tried it, and somehow I couldn't get past one of the screens for some reason. I don't know. I feel like, well, it wasn't meant to be. Don't worry about it. I prayed about it, and God has blessed me the past week, so I'm good. Because I'm getting ready to switch some things up, so it ain't going to be no more none of this. Nobody be coming over here asking me nothing about our live stream, who shot JR, and the monkey in the middle. Nope. I know exactly what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to put a stop to all this fucking gossip. Because y'all, some of y'all don't understand English. And I like I said, I'm done playing school teacher. It's just not for me. Well, Michelle, all you have to do is hit the screen, sweetheart. Just like you touch your phone. When you go
just
to
tap it.
somebody's number, you just touch the screen with your finger on your cell phone.
Ask you just hit,
just hit the box.
Internet button, and it guides you right in.
Yeah, just like you open your phone with your finger. It's the same way. You hit the box with your finger.
You're right. Is it Larissa, Pookie, and Ray Ray? They're over their shit too.
Oh yeah.
They've been over it. Those motherfuckers over there are Pookie and Ray Ray.
You just got back from Walmart. Well, hell, Walmart must have been in your backyard. Well, thank you, Dev. I'll tell people I'm not a true crime channel anyway. I talk about lots of things. I talk about entertainment. I talk about hypothetical situations. I talk about all kinds of things. If somebody wants to give a testimony, it's worth my time. I'll play it. Most people don't even want to come up. They don't want to hit the link. They don't want to. If I meet people and they talk about their lives, you ask them, well, you want to share your story? No, that's okay. But you want to bore the fuck out of me and let me listen to you. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
tell people all the time, well, share your story. Share your story. Nobody got to see your face. So what is the problem? But I don't want to sit and listen to it all day. So I said, well, I'll give you opportunity. You can share it. Woo. It's like pulling teeth. It's crazy. This is just getting, I'm just tired of this. Whenever I feel like I have to play a school teacher with adults, I get disinterested very quickly because I don't feel like that's my job. And one thing I do not like doing is bickering and arguing about something that's common sense.
Yeah, it's all common sense. It's all
All
out
she
there.
has to do is scroll up. I just dropped the link. It's in the chat. All she has to do is scroll the screen down with her finger.
Yeah, Larissa, you can't really sugarcoat anything over here.
Well,
It's pointless.
that's because the creator is not going to sugarcoat nothing.
Yeah.
Now, what they do over the other channels with all that coddling and wiping ass with baby wipes, that's them. If you could sleep with that, Jay, knock yourself out. But I'm not enabling nobody to kill kids. I don't care nothing about, well, you don't know. No, you don't know. You're not the one investigating the case. You're not the one paying attention. You're hearing and seeing what you want to hear. It's a difference. That's the reason why a lot of people right now are dead and incarcerated, because they don't want to pay attention to the details. They want to do what they want to do, and then they want to cry later. And that thing over there in Canada, she's a prime example. She would be the type to be sitting in a serial killer's car, crying and moaning, wondering why he's trying to choke her to death. You put your faith in folks. You want to believe anything people say and do. You have to always watch people to know that just as quick as they're saying hello to me, they could, stab me in my gut.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, you can't put nothing past anybody. I'm not a dentist. That's the truth. I'm not. And there's days when I do this, that's what it feels like. They will argue you down about something and don't even know the person.
All day long. Till they're blue in the face.
I have never seen nothing like it. They'll argue about the news article, argue about what the article said. And I say, well, why are you arguing with me? I'm just repeating what the damn news said. So who are you mad at? The news, me, or the person that gave the news the version? That ain't what I heard. They said that, and it's like, okay, but if the news didn't tell it and the police didn't tell it, why are you angry? That just shows you how sick people are.
Yeah, you can't even make this shit up.
The news could tell them the building burned all the way down to the crisp. Nothing left. Somebody will come along and say, I don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then you go over there and see if the building's still standing. I just ain't never seen nothing like it.
These two little kids that are now left that are going to be in the system till they're 18.
Well, don't say that because they're little. They may not. Come on now.
No. I'm just saying, like, hopefully they go to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're little. Let me tell you something. Somebody wants that baby.
Oh,
Somebody will want the baby before they take the 3-year-old.
Yeah.
So the baby's got a good chance of going to a home. Adoption more than anything.
Right. And the fact, that I hope they, go to a home where there's actual love, you know what I mean? And it's not just a paycheck, that they are actually giving.
Well, I hope they just do their homework in the background. Mm-hmm. My thing is, I would surprise people at an inopportune time. And I would tell them that I will not have a planned visit with you. I will plan the first 2-3 visits. After that, I will pop up. I may come at 8 p.m.
Yep. You never know when we're going to come.
Because that's when people's guard is down, when they're not expecting anyone. That's common sense. It's just like nighttime. You're not expecting anybody to be coming around unless you're known to have company at night. So by nighttime, you're in your t-shirt, your jogging pants, you got your makeup off. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got your guard down. I would sit and watch the house too. So that's where I think a lot of them workers mess up. They're only doing the walkthrough. You need to sit in your car and watch. I remember
who comes and goes and
exactly see how they interact coming into the house. See if they're yanking on the kids, hollering at the kids, scolding the kids. Hell yeah, follow them around like you the fucking police.
Yeah, you have to do that, in order to see how people really are.
Oh, Anita. Yeah, they got to stop doing the walkthroughs. You need to watch. Sit in your car and watch. See who's coming and going. See how they're interacting with each other. See how the parents are talking to each other. You can learn a lot just when people in public. Because let me tell you, if they act a fool outside, they'll probably act a fool in public.
Most definitely.
Yes, Corey, we've learned that a lot of people do like drama. You could tell when people thrive on it. Anytime a person will carry a bone, especially when it's dealing with a missing child, that's how they live in their own life.
You know what I want to know? If Billy Ho did not, well, I don't think Billy Ho had a YouTube. So all these people went out stalking her through what, TikTok? Like to get in contact with her? That's just some weird shit.
Julia, you crazy. Say what, Kinsley?
I said, for these people to go out, and find this chick on TikTok, because I don't think she had a YouTube prior to this. And then you bring her over to YouTube, convince her to make a channel. She makes a channel, and now you're pumping her up.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Billy Goat. The Billy Goat and the horse.
Oh, you talking about the horse bringing her onto YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not going to go stalk anybody.
They work for the devil. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody can make me believe. When you act like that and you keep doing stuff like that, you working for Satan, and you can make up all the chit chat you want and whisper to other people saying, well, I'm just doing it for views and to get money. You still working for the devil because you're using a child's story to get donations for yourself and raise money for people who don't need no money. Billy Joe don't need no money. That woman got cars, trucks, all that. She don't need nobody money. You see she out for work. Common sense should tell you she getting paid. Her job is paying her. She has a union job. She's a part of a union. She is getting money. So you go on and send the Amazon gifts down there if you want to. You a fool. I won't give her shit. That woman got money.
The next they're gonna raise money for a lawyer, probably.
She already went to her job and told them what's going on, and they know not to touch her because of the union.
Yep. She's backed by them. And she knows it.
Of course, that's why I said y'all sitting up there hooping and hollering. She's sitting in the lawn chair. When you saw her sitting in the lawn chair week 2, week 3, that should have told you what kind of life she had right there. That's why I tell you people, you don't pay attention to stuff. You too busy going to watch these people live stream. This woman sitting up here on the front lawn ain't went to no job in 2 weeks. Do the math. 3 weeks she hadn't been on no job.
Shit, she hasn't even begged for her grandbaby.
And bet you her phone bill paid while some of y'all are sitting up here struggling, trying to pay your light and gas bill, your rent, your mortgage, your car note. This bitch sitting on a lawn chair knowing where the baby is and that the baby dead. You better stay woke.
Yeah, and then you're giving her money on top of it. Like, that shit is cringy. It's grimy. It's dirty.
What do you mean the home life before? The home life before is what you're seeing right now. She already told it to you. She told it to you in the papers when she filed the papers to get them out of her house. It was chaotic. The house has been chaotic.
Yeah, you got all these drug users, and we all know that she likes her shit because she's been arrested for it multiple times. We've seen it in the last few weeks just by the way she talks. Her jaw.
Then you taking the words out of my mouth, because that's what I was getting ready to say. You reap what you sow. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I was going to say that. You're in this position exactly because of how you lived. And that's in the scripture. Generational curses, sins of the father. That's all their lives are. Repeat of the mama, repeat of the daddy. And God forbid these children would walk in their same footsteps, these three little bitty spiders, itty bitty spiders. I pray they get a better chance to where they don't end up like Leilani, her brother, her mother.
Because it's unfair, man. These kids never had a chance. Just like
she ain't in a rehab. You gotta sit
still. Hell
still.
no. She ain't no rehab. Come on. She's that bitch is improper.
Let me tell you this. Let's say she is in a rehab. It won't matter when they serve that paper. You could be in ICU, rehab. If you get an indictment, it does not matter. Two hours and 24 minutes. The devil sign dressed in purple with her tongue sticking out. Her background looks like a dark side of ritual going on. Witch and warlock. Yes, I agree. It's too macabre, especially for somebody that wants to fight for human rights. I would not have that type of logo on my channel. Satan been using her. That's why she's got the problem she has. She's not trying to change her life. She made no effort to change. That's why she likes living the way she's living and aiding these type of people. This is all she knows. Same thing with that clan down there in Savannah. That's why they gravitated towards one another. They're all the same. You there, Kinsley? Or she done fell off? I wonder where my little mom that went to, honey. You got something you want to say? I want to check here shortly because I'm 225 in. Yes, you deserve better. Hey, Brittany. Hit the link if you have an opinion pertaining to case number 1 of the mother extradited back to Houston, Texas for the abuse of her 2 teens, 2 twins, boy and a girl. All the children are now in foster care. And story number 2 is pertaining to Quentin Simon. Please go back to the beginning of this video to get the said information with the source. These people are on the radar. On the radar. They are being watched, and anybody affiliating with them, you will be watched as well. So if you want to continue to deal with Billy Joel, Leilani, Cher's channel, and that other channel that was mentioned, you mentioned, chasing somebody, I would not affiliate with any of these people because, as I told you, the FBI is reporting with Canadian authorities. It is on you all's your own discretion if you deal with these people.
Because I don't think anyone's going to get away with anything. When they make this first arrest, whether it's Billy Ho or Leilani, it's going to start trickling on down, and they're going to start picking them off one by one.
Sorry for anybody that goes down with them. That's your choice because you should have bailed out.
Sometimes the mighty dollar is just not worth it.
Well, what is the dollar amount? That's the point.
Yeah, just
what is all these people? What are any of them getting worth going
nothing?
Down?
Nothing but money. And you know, money
down in flames
is the root of all evil. Literally, this shit is the root of all evil. But
I don't see that anybody's getting no real money.
No, no.
One can't even fly. Look, one can't even fly over here. So that means she don't got nothing.
Oh, she don't got a pot to piss in.
The daughter don't work, don't got nothing. The mother and the father, stepfather, the only 2 working in the storyline. The baby daddy's probably barely living wherever he ran to. They're all doomed. And as I said, Billy Joe has more to lose because she has a house and things and properties and amenities on the property along with the husband. So she's not trying to give any of that up. She's been playing this little role like she's supporting Leilani, but in the end, she does not want to lose her cushy life. She doesn't. And she will sacrifice the lamb to save her own soul.
Yeah, because she don't want to go back behind bars.
Thank you, Linda. She will give up her daughter. And I told you that she would, and believe me, she will. It may not be tomorrow, may not be next week. She will give her up.
She don't want to go back. She's got way too much at stake.
Because she's guilty anyway,
right?
Because of her signing the papers. So really, it's nothing left for her really to do. But as the Mr. Hyatt said, Leilani's got to wait, and Billy Joe got to wait too. They're just sitting waiting. They're just sitting ducks waiting for them to serve them papers.
Yeah, for all we know, she's being subpoenaed to come on in and speak to the grand jury or to a detective. Yeah, they can subpoena her and she can come in. And we all know she could say, I'm not talking.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they can
opposed.
say, we're going to keep you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And that's exactly what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
I would
on suspicion of murder.
I would arrest both of them and with the same damn charge. It wouldn't one have a charge lesser than the other.
No, because they're both guilty.
Yeah,
period.
They're both guilty. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that Billy Joe wasn't around. Her name is on the papers.
And the fact that she put on the paperwork and probably repeated it to the judge, she is an unfit mother. She is verbally and physically abusive. You took the responsibility for the three of them when you went to the court and you stated what I just said.
No matter how this plays out, their lives will never be the same, and a beautiful baby was laid to rest by his mother's hand and all the rest involved. Thank you, Jonna, for that, because that's the truth. Coral says, think about it. 2 kids, stimulus check, claiming taxes on these babies. Exactly.
Yeah, that's why the IRS
That's all it was. She claimed them on her taxes. She probably claimed most of them on her taxes, because you don't even know when those 2 grown ones were working. She got a son allegedly that was younger. I don't know the exact age of that kid, Paul.
Oh, I think he's 17.
Okay, so you claiming that one. She's probably claimed Leilani. Could have claimed that.
Yep.
And all 3 kids. That was probably the even squad for staying in the house. Stay woke.
You know, the FBI don't come in and bring in the IRS examiners.
Brittany says, I have seen people go to jail for less. It's a shame she's not in jail. Well, talk to Chief Hadley. He's the one calling the shots. I don't know how he's sleeping at night.
I don't know, man. That's
because I'm sure people that know him are looking at him like, man, what are you doing?
Yep.
That girl is making a mess out of this case. Her mama, all these people coming to town. You could have had her incarcerated. Nobody be on that street bothering those neighbors. You would have had none of this going on.
No, because imagine if this broad takes her own life.
Mm-hmm.
If she takes her own life, it's on his hands. It ain't on anybody else's hands. It's his. Because ain't nobody got jurisdiction over this case but him.
And then all those fools down there, they would be looking stupid like, this was all for nothing. She killed herself. Well, nobody told you to carry your ass down there. Shouldn't have went down there. I can tell you now, I'm not going to spend one dime to go sit up in front of somebody's house and harass somebody. That is out. Because I wouldn't want it done to me. Whether I was guilty, not guilty. I'm not built like that. I'm not going somewhere looking for trouble. Because I always say, if you went there looking for trouble, that's exactly what you'll find. You don't know what can pop off.
You know, they've sat out there and been screaming, turn your daughter in and we'll go home. Fucking take her in if you want peace. Take her in. Drag her by her hair. Because she obviously don't want peace that bad.
But she wouldn't be in my house. I don't give a damn if I gave birth to you.
No.
I wasn't a good parent to you. You're not going to loop me into no murder charge because I've already set myself up by signing the papers knowing I wasn't home. So Billy Joe has to know her role. She knows the role she played. She's just trying to downplay it and minimize it.
She screwed herself.
I would have never left the kids there, but you did. So you can't say you would have never. You did leave them there. So it's past tense. You did.
Yeah, she got rid of a little boy for a measly $150. That's some fucked up shit right there.
Well, in the end, she's getting more than that at the end of the year.
Oh, of course.
She's filing taxes on somebody in that house.
And it's going to be real fucked up if she had life insurance on them. If Billy Ho's been paying life insurance, I mean, I don't think she's that smart.
Give me your theory. Do you think she has life insurance on most of the people that were staying in the house?
You know what? At this point, I don't put anything past any of them. I really, we can't. We can't put anything past these people. I mean, we have to. We can't. I can't even say anything. I'm tongue tied because nothing has nothing that they have said has been trustworthy. By no means. Nothing's been the truth. So if we found out that she had it,
that's a good question. John is talking about, how does the husband think? What is he thinking? Well, he was out there talking and discussing something with those people. So maybe he's just as crazy as they are.
But at least that motherfucker ain't talking. He may have went out there and said whatever, but we haven't really seen him.
Yeah, he said something one time.
Mm-hmm.
That was really enough.
That was it.
Yeah. What else could you say after you say she lies a lot? But there's nowhere to take it.
Mm-mm.
See, a real news reporter would have dug into that. What do you mean? Give us an example. I'm not going to let you leave it open-ended like that. Well, sir, what do you mean she lies a lot? Can you give us an example? You'll never leave a question statement open. Make them finish it.
Yeah, because he's just going to put his foot in his mouth.
Well, but guess what? He would have done it right then.
On national TV.
That's what I would have made him do. That's where a lot of these reporters don't think. They'll ask questions where you're supposed to double back with another question. Then they just go on to a whole nother question. You don't do that. Make them explain what they mean. If you got to run that interview 3 days in a row to chop it up, that's what you do. Because guess what? I ain't heard that blonde-haired girl come back with how Leilani felt about being a suspect or the timeline. She said that specifically in that news broadcast, and I have not heard an update on that. Oh, I asked Leilani how did she feel about being a suspect in the timeline. Where's the rest of the interview? Yeah, okay. You cut it out.
Mm-hmm.
When the producer asked not to show it, or you didn't get no answer. Maybe she's just saying I asked her. But I thought she was saying, I'm going to bring you that information. You ain't brought me nothing because I ain't heard nothing.
Nope.
Well, that's why she's a suspect, because they believe it's a death. That's why the information I read earlier specifies it specifically. Death and disappearance. I brought you information from the Chatham County Police Department Facebook page. You can read it for yourself.
And they did not say she was the only suspect. They said she is the prime suspect. Huge difference between the two.
Don't tell her what Billy Joe been doing. She probably got insurance on she had insurance on probably all 3 children and Leilani. I don't care if it's just 10, 15,000 a person. That's still a nice little lump sum of money.
Yeah, she's a sick bitch, so I'm not putting nothing past her. She's already got one in prison.
Might have thought one of them was going to end up in a damn swimming pool, as y'all love to keep saying. She'll let one of them get ran over by a car. That's a sad thing to say, but hey, some people think like that. She ain't a good mama. I know one day I'm going to come back when these children are going to be dead. She don't watch these children sleep all day, get high all day, or high when she come home from work. Surprised you ain't heard she was still at the liquor store. Guess she learned a lesson from up there in North Carolina.
Yeah, she got the hell out of Dodge.
Well, that's probably what nothing going on up there. Small town. Come on back down the mountain. To only have your baby dead. Imagine that. You're moving from house to house, trailer park, this place, that place, to come back to only have one of your children dead. Let's put that on paper. And another baby daddy. Damn, you can't make that up. What have you done in the past 3 years? Well, I've got 3 kids, 3 baby daddies, Some theft charges and
Prostitution.
kid. No, I'm talking about Leilani.
Oh, yeah. Larceny.
Hey, pretty eyes.
Stealing chips.
What have you done? Oh, I've been real busy. 3 years. Your life has succumbed down to nothing. A dead kid and some charges. It's sick.
No, Johanna, I don't think she went back to turn herself in on a probation violation. They would have came and picked her up. Before all, they wouldn't have given her a chance if they were going to violate her. They would have did it a while ago.
Yeah. But did they know she was here though?
Yeah, I guess you're right. They may not know.
Travel. You can travel out of state if you don't have to pay no probation fees, or you got a probation officer they ain't really concerned with a little petty charge.
Yeah, there may not be very many restrictions, you know.
Yeah, because we don't really know what she actually signed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. I don't know if she's pregnant. I was talking about BJ committing S under pressure by the protesters. Oh, Linda, you talking about her. Oh, we were talking about Leilani killing herself.
Yeah.
Billy Joe likes herself. She's not gonna kill herself, honey. She likes the life she has. She won't kill herself. I'm not saying a narcissist wouldn't, but I doubt she'd kill herself.
Yeah, I don't think she would either. That hasn't even come to my mind. Now, Leilani, yeah, but not her. Not saying that she wouldn't, but.
Corey says, I would rather be dead if my daughter was the process.
Right?
Son's death. Oh my goodness, Corey, you're killing me. Why would you want to kill yourself? Why would you want to forfeit your life? Because your daughter killed somebody.
BJ was a welder. Leah.
Yeah, union worker.
She put on a hard hat.
She's sitting out there. That's why she's still here in Savannah, not doing anything. She's backed, supported. But we'll see for how long. Maybe somebody will say, we just don't want that type of image working for us. The drama we're being hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody in the call found out. Wonder what Miss McCarty gonna do with that $500. Shut up, Angela. They can buy a lot of green eggs and ham.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not going to give anybody no money. For what?
Yeah, that makes no sense. I'm going to tell you what I think she's doing. She's doing the bullshit she pulled down there in sport. I'll butter you up and give you some money. And eventually you'll break down and start talking to me and do a one-on-one interview for my YouTube channel.
Yup.
That bitch thinks she's so slick.
It's always about money with her.
Talking like a damn shut up, Angela. That's how it was when she talked. I was just like, what is she saying?
Her mouth is kind of crooked too.
Well, when you in Diamond stuff, your mouth gonna go crooked. Did she go to college? I do not know. See, that's the thing I don't understand about her. All these young kids going to college. I noticed that, when I watched the game Saturday, the past couple Saturdays, I watched UT play college, football. And I'm watching all the people in the stands, moms, dads, friends, whoever, children, college kids, visiting kids. And it's like, this is the time of your life, college. Everybody knows this if you've ever been away to school. So it's like, why would you not want to be a part of that? Of course, naturally, at 22, you'd already be graduated from college, but you're missing out on the world by sitting around doing absolutely nothing. You don't even know what it's like to travel, go to a different state, go visit somebody, travel out of the country. You're sitting up here now ducking and dodging because you done killed the kid. You're never going to have nothing after this. You're going to sit up and see women all day, every day. Somebody telling you what to do, when to get up, when to shower, when you can talk to your lawyer, when you can use the phone. Who wants that kind of life? There's nothing like being able to walk around in your underwear and your bra, eat out the damn ice cream container. Nobody's got nothing to say. You understand what I'm saying?
She had her whole life in front of her.
You won't be doing that in jail, in prison.
You know, it's crazy because there's some parents, right?
Fuck that, man.
And, you know, I'm going to use myself as an example. But me, myself, like there is nothing more. I don't want to use the word.
Great point, Linda. That's what we're talking about now. She has more to lose, Billy Joe.
When parents are able to be like, damn, my kid made me proud.
Yeah.
Like when my son graduated in May, I'm all I could tell myself was, you know, you teach your kids through life, right? As from the time, you know, a toddler up, you know, you give them love and you give them nourishment and you give them encouragement and you celebrate like all of their milestones, you know, whether it's learning to write their name or whatever. But there is nothing more like satisfying as a parent to like watch your child graduate from college and be like, fuck, man, like I did that. Like I created that.
Yeah. And it's also got to be disappointing when your children mess up.
Oh, and you know what?
Very disappointing.
Kids, they all make, you know, dumb decisions and they do drugs.
But when it's continuous,
right,
it's a downer.
Right.
Because
so,
now you're going to end up being the gatekeeper, and that's where it becomes a problem. Now my life has to be shifted around from stuff you've done, because now you've got to come to me and depend on me and expect me to, you know, hold the bag with you. And I don't think young people or even some older ones don't understand that when you start getting in trouble and you're running to people all the time, needing money, needing this, needing a car, needing whatever it is that you're getting, that shit gets old. And it will be a burden on the people involved. They may never tell you that they're fed up with dealing with you and your problems. And that's why a lot of people right now, older, they're miserable because of their damn kids. And that's a terrible thing. And I listen to people talk all the time, just like, that's why I want to go back to talk about the stuff I usually talk about on my hypotheticals. Because I'm trying to understand how far would you go for your kids? And that's probably a live I'll do tomorrow. There will be no true crime, nothing tomorrow. Because I'm tired of talking about this stuff.
You know, you can go right to the end of the earth for your kids.
Yeah.
But there has to be a fine line. How the fuck do you go to bed and wake up?
Well, let me ask you this. Would you sign for a title loan for your child?
No.
Would you put up your house for your child? Boy, it's taking you too long. Damn.
If you have to put up your house for your child, that means
you don't have to. Listen to how you wording it now.
No, you don't have to do anything, right?
You say if you chose to. Where you going with this, Kinsley?
If I chose to, you know what? To me, it just depends on the charge. I don't think that.
I didn't say that about no charge. You said that. I didn't say that about no charge.
I'm saying that, but what other reason?
You can put your house up for various reasons.
For what? What else is there that you could put your house up?
Your child could go in debt.
Well, I'm not going to put my house up.
Maybe they owe the mob. Maybe they got a gambling debt.
No.
Lots of reasons you can put your house up.
I knock on wood that I have raised.
See, waitress already, depending on what the circumstances are. See, y'all doing it already.
I hope and pray that I raise my kids well enough to know, like.
Well, that's alive tomorrow then.
stay out of trouble.
Would you forfeit your car?
Well, my car is replaceable. Yeah, I guess. Sure.
You would forfeit your car and be stuck without a car.
I don't want to have to do none of that.
Okay, but I'm just asking a question. See, that's why I tell y'all, don't talk around it. I ask you, just give me a straight answer.
Well, I can't give you a straight answer because I don't know what I'm giving up for.
I just said it.
If my son, if one of my kids came to me and let's say I had no money, right?
Yes. And you got a car, you driving, something comes up, and let's say you decided to either sell your car or pawn the title. Would you do that for your kid because they got a bill to pay? You got behind on the notes.
If it's something major, yes, because a car is replaceable. You can replace
even though you ain't got no damn money and no car to drive.
Well, I mean, fuck, if I got to go to work, no.
See, that's the reason why.
I mean, I give up my car and I have a job, then we're both screwed, right?
I don't know. You don't want to answer the question.
Oh no, I'm gonna tell you this much. I don't believe in. I would not, and this is I'm being real. I would not.
The point I'm making is the child has gotten behind, needed something. They may have needed money for a car or a bill, and then let's say you went and took out a title loan or something for yours, but now you ain't got it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't believe in that shit because I believe in always having a reserve. So I'm not ever gonna be in that predicament. They say look, the only way you're going to be in that predicament is if you are not financially sound, right? Mm-hmm. Like, let's just say anybody can lose their job at any given time, right? Mm-hmm. All of us are replaceable.
And that's something a person needs to think about when they have put themselves in a situation of forfeiting things for a child, and then you don't know the day that you can come in from your job, you ain't got your car, and then you get fired. Now what?
I have always told myself that I would never allow myself to go broke, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't think I would ever be in that predicament because I've always been a grinder. You know what I mean?
So I'm just saying, if you were somebody that had limited income, you work, and something happened to where, let's say, like I just said, you took out a title loan or something for your something you own, your car, your van, whatever. But then you got behind in the payment, so you didn't pay it off. Now you have no running car to drive to work. Would you have done that? That's all I'm asking.
No, I don't think I would. Okay. Because look, somebody has to be making money, right? Somebody does. So you're fucked already financially, and then you come to me and you want to fuck me financially because I'm going to go.
You just said what I was hoping you would say. Why would you even come to me and you know my income?
Yeah,
that's the question. Why would you come to me when you know I don't have the money? Because the situation you signed up for or whatever you got going on, I can't really help you because I don't make enough to help you all the time.
But see.
And then you come now back to back with stuff. Let me tell you, Queen could tell you some things. But I have to be very careful what I talk about on this network. The stories I hear, let me tell you something. The stories I hear would make your head spin, such as a person knows who murdered, let's say, their sister's lover, but they refuse to tell the police who the person is, right or wrong. Hello? I guess I'm up here by myself. She fell out.
Every time that damn live The screen cover screen pops up. It mutes you.
I don't know why, because I ain't touched nothing.
It's me on my phone. Repeat what you said again. If my sister's lover.
Yeah, let's say your sister's lover got murdered and you were in the vicinity of the murder. You could have died as well. You know who did the shooting. You know of it because they've reached out, contact you. Would you tell the truth? Would you go to authorities and tell? Yeah, I know who did that.
Yeah, I think I would.
See, you'd be surprised at things that people tell Queen in confidence. So now you want Queen to be an accessory, right?
I mean,
because then I got to decide to myself, do I believe what you're saying to me about your other kin people? That's why I don't like people. Don't tell me nothing that ain't supposed to be repeated. Because that's what people understand. Now you're looping somebody else into a crime by telling them something about the person, even though I don't know the person's name. But all I have to do is just start talking, and the authorities would say, yeah, we know who you're talking about. They did what?
Well, yeah, because then if you go and tell, right, now your life is in danger. Your family's life is in danger.
Yeah, because then they'll say, well, we'll need you to testify to what you said somebody told you about what somebody else said. So then I don't know what's the truth because I'm listening to somebody else tell the version. So I don't know if it's the truth or not. So then you decide, well, do I tell or do I not tell? But you're still ringing yourself out the drive with some bullshit.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Because my thing is that's their business. They should be the ones telling the truth because it's affecting them, not
I
me.
would probably tell somebody if they came to me and said that shit, or I was there and I seen it. I may not. Fuck. I mean, ethically,
it's
right?
fucked up because you don't know what to believe. Because I don't know if people telling me the truth or not. Because I know people do lie, but then somebody might say, "Well, it do sound like it's probably the truth."
Well, yeah, and then you're drug into the middle of some shit. And then they're going to drag you in and start questioning you, and then they're going to come back to that.
Yeah, they're going to ask
the murderer.
They're going to ask you for your government name. Now, you can go in and make it up, or you could just do like some people do, just call anonymously.
Oh, yeah. If that was an option, then yes.
Bet.
Yeah, that's the best bet. Because I would rather, for my own conscience, right? Because I have a conscience.
Yes.
So, your conscience is going to tell you I was raised better than that. Like, I have morals to stand my own morals.
I was telling myself that months ago, when I probably shouldn't be saying it on this live, but I was thinking to myself, I don't even know if these people telling the truth about what they're talking about, or I don't know. Because they got so much drama going on with them amongst themselves. I tried to just put it on the back burner like I never heard what they were talking about. Because I don't know what's the truth. I don't know what's the truth. All I know is you shouldn't even be repeating it to other people.
And then I might just tell them, oh, don't fucking tell me nothing. Do not. I don't want to hear it.
You shouldn't tell anybody anything like that. Why would you want to tell somebody something?
Yeah, I don't.
You don't do that. Because then they don't know if you're telling the truth.
It's just all jacked up. And I hope, I hope that I've raised my kids, you know what I mean, well enough. And I know that we can raise our kids to what we think is good, right?
Yeah, according to your own beliefs, yeah.
And to what we think is good, but there's a chance that your kids can go out and get into some fucked up shit. And just like my nephew, he is the prime example, man. Yeah. Prime example.
Well, that's the only thing you can do is just try to guide your children in the right way. I always tell people you just need to watch out for the company you keep. Don't hang with the wrong kind of people. Don't hang with people that are doing things that you don't really care for. That's usually how you get yourself caught up. Is if you're already hanging with people that are doing stuff you don't condone and don't agree with, you're doomed already. You're doomed already. Because it's only gonna be a matter of time you will be in something. I just don't recommend it.
You gotta, and I know not everybody is the same, and not all of us parent the same, and we don't all discipline the same. But I think that talking to your kids, you know what I mean? Just even if it's just random conversation, you have to teach them, right from wrong, or at least talk to them about it. Kids need love more than anything, right? And love is free. That shit is free. You don't have to pay for that. you don't get an invoice for that.
Mm.
As long as like you love the fuck out of your kids and you try and guide them.
Yeah.
You know, I think the chances of your kids, you know, possibly staying out of trouble and always telling them, you know, hey, I don't think that's a good, you know, a good group of people to run with, or, you know, I've said that.
Yeah.
I tell my 22-year-old that kind of stuff.
Do you believe in giving up? Do you believe in giving children money when you don't have it?
No. How am I supposed to give it to them if I don't have it?
You know what I mean.
You know?
You went and found it, which got you now in the trouble that you're in. You get the hell what I mean.
Yeah. I just...
You know, you could always borrow money. You know exactly what I mean.
You can borrow money.
Like right now, you could have money in your pocket, but it's for your rent. It's for your mortgage. And your child comes to you saying, well, I need $550, $700, or whatever it is, $350. You say, well, you know, I don't have that kind of money. I've got to pay my rent. I got to pay my electric. But you're dipping that money anyway. Now you are needing to now recoup that money back. You have nowhere to go to even ask for the money.
Well, you know, and then you do that, and all you're doing, if you do that, is enabling them, right?
Mm-hmm.
What did they do to not make sure that they had enough money? You know, like, were they spending their money? Were they blowing it? Were they smoking
point
it?
is that I can't describe the story like I want to describe it. It's hard to.
Well, and I can't.
People watch the channel. It's just hard to explain it. I've explained it the best way that I can.
Well, let me just tell you.
Got it. If you knew you don't got it, why are you trying to go get it to where it's now boomerang back? You are you without stuff now, and you also have maybe another children. See,
no,
I didn't even put that into the story.
You can't even do that because then you're
they're grown. This is
screwed.
grown. They're grown.
No, I'm not giving nobody grown anything.
Okay.
No, you fucked yourself. What did you do? That's if my son came to me right now and said I needed blah blah blah, and the first thing out of my mouth is, because let's say I know my kid has a job, right? And he comes to me and he asks me and I don't have it. The first thing I'm going to ask him is, what did you do with it?
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing?
Factor in something else. They got somebody else living with them. Bingo card.
No. Let me tell you.
I know how to put the icing on the cake, don't I?
I'm a fucking hard ass when it comes to my kids.
So now whatever I'm giving you, listen. So now whatever I'm giving you, I'm also taking care of your little friend.
No, I'm not doing all that. No, you got yourself a roommate. You go to that MFer over there, and you have him go to his mama and his daddy.
Bingo card. Oops, he ain't got no parents to ask.
I don't give a fuck. Don't be asking me that. He ain't got
no parents to ask, but you ain't got nothing either. So y'all two peas in a pod.
Let me tell you, I will never put myself financially in a predicament like that.
Yeah, I'm just asking questions.
And there's people out there that are like that, but I have a hard time answering that because that's not my circumstance. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't. Child that obviously only comes around when they want money.
Well, sorry, you got to go home. I ain't got nothing.
You'd be surprised the stuff that go on, which I'm sure you know because you did that really horrible story of your nephew. But you can get yourself so wound up fooling with your children and your friends and your associates, you just will be downtrodden. And I just don't know why people can't seem to understand that at some point in life, we all have to carry our own weight. We have to make a way for ourselves. We cannot continue to bum and beg all the time. We're going to have to get up and make a way because we can't keep using people for piggy banks. At some point, we have to say, well, I'm just going to have to make it on my own the best way that I can.
I don't know. I think a lot of that is always, if the parent themselves is not a grinder, and they haven't set that example, then the kids aren't.
So that's what I'm going to sit in my mind and think that you have not done that.
Yeah.
If your kids know your financial situation, that's kind of like, let's say a parent is disabled. I'll use that as an example because that'd be better. Let's say a parent is disabled. So you already know what your mom or dad gets because they've told you. You know you would have no right to go to that parent for money because you were behind on your rent, car note, or something like that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
Where are they supposed to get it from if they're on a limited income? If they work certain many hours, you know they're paying for this, and this. It's still really the same, even if they work disabled. You already know what they make. 9 times out of 10, they've told you. So why would you go to them asking them for money because you're in a bind? Okay? Then you had somebody else living with you. So how's that fair? So now whatever I'm giving you, I'm taking care of somebody else. Now we look up, you're in a bind again. So damn, I'm looking at this person like there's something.
It's a vicious circle. It's just a big.
I'm looking at you
circle.
like you're allowing this person who is your family, whether it's your child, brother, sister, you willing to go down a rabbit hole to say, well, that's my kinfolk, that's my child, it's mine. I gotta help them, but you're the one suffering. They ain't, because even though they know they're pressed against the wall with a due date for a bill, they know shit. They'll go out their way to get the money for me. Fuck them, and that's how I'm looking at that person. Like they're really just saying fuck you.
Yep, right to your face.
And that could be your own parent that you're saying that to. Because you know what your parents make. You know what type of income your parents have. So if you know your parents have limited money, you know it's wrong to come to them every other month with a dilemma.
Yeah, well.
And obviously the parent feels obligated to keep running up, giving them money. It's the most baffling thing I've ever seen.
You know, hopefully parents begin to teach their kids, because I think a lot of parents have like lost their way in this generation.
When your child's over 18, you're not at a stage at the beginning. Your only beginning would be to cut it off. They're grown now.
Yeah.
We're not talking about a 10-year-old, 13-year-old, 6-year-old. We're talking
about. I mean,
people
need to be talking to their kids from the time they're young. These motherfuckers that keep coming every other month, you know.
My thing is, if a person is spinning a story 2 times in a month, that should tell you something right there.
Yeah, like they're just they're not doing their part.
The thing you're thinking is, well, damn, okay, you was on some mess 2 weeks ago. How we went from that to this? How else are they going to learn not to get into that situation again? Exactly.
It's a repetitive cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with kids getting in trouble.
Because you have to tell yourself, if a person has 2 dilemmas in 1 month, this obviously was going on for a while. You see where I'm going?
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be another dilemma.
Yep, next month.
Next month, exactly. And that's one thing I do not condone about a woman. You have no right to call anybody and ask for money if you have a man living in your house, whether it be your boyfriend or your husband, baby daddy, whatever. You have no right to ask another human being for money.
Oh, hell no. And there's stupid women though. They would rather have this loser sitting on their couch than to lose him. You know,
because what that person does, he watches and he says, I know we're behind on this. I know we get this, but I'm going to see how she navigates with me not doing my part, or I make up some excuse, or I just started something and it's new and I got to wait on a check. Once he sees that every other week you're behind, we're both behind because you're with her. So it's a we. Once he sees that she can go get it from somebody else, he has no reason to grind harder himself. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Even if he got a check finally, whenever it came, who's to say he's going to give you anything? Because he knows that I can go blow this money. She'll go find a certain person to give her the money.
Yeah, some of them are like that. There's men and women that are in that situation right now.
Well, a lot of people live in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk to a lot of people, they spin this story a lot. Random people, black, white, Hispanic, always crying about helping somebody who got somebody else living in their house. Oh, the man don't do nothing. He don't do nothing. She don't do nothing. And then you're looking at them like, and why am I listening to you tell me why you gave them the money? I'm not going to give you no money to take care of somebody else.
Yeah, some women are dumb though.
Oh,
and vice versa.
And don't let them have a pet or something. So then you ask yourself, well, if you can't take care of yourself, what are you doing with an animal?
Yeah, because animals are just like kids.
So I've seen that with animals, children, even people disabled, barely living, but you got a pet. Okay, but you can't take care of yourself. Why you have a cat or a dog?
That's a whole nother mouth to feed.
Exactly.
They need to go to the vet. They need shots.
But you can buy cigarettes, you can buy beer, you can buy liquor, but you need dog food. See, the hustle is real. I've heard 1,001 stories that are just mind-boggling. That's why I don't really have to ever talk about entertainment, true crime. I could just spin a web up here of all the people I've met in life and the situations they've gotten themselves into.
Yeah, because
there's people who have lost a lot just from dealing with their children because their children wouldn't grow up and the parents coddled them and they became codependent to children. So these parents, as time goes by, every day it's a war story. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a war story. Every time they open their mouth, well, let me tell you what she did. Let me tell you what he did. Oh, the people call wanting this. Oh, they behind on the light bill. Oh, the car broke down. Oh, the boyfriend won't help. Oh, the girlfriend won't help. Oh, the baby need milk. Oh, the baby need formula. It's always a story. And you're looking at them like, don't you see what you're doing? One, you're hurting yourself. Two, you're hurting your child because you're not teaching them to be self-sufficient. And then three, you're hurting my eardrums. Because at some point, even as a listener, you're going to get tired of hearing that same story.
Oh, of course.
And it's not to be mean because we all have bad days and get ourselves entangled in entanglements with people. But at some point, we already know whether it's a relationship, dealing with a courtship, friendship, something, it's going to get old spinning that web to somebody all the time. They're going to get tired of listening to you. That's a good point. I wouldn't doubt Leilani has thrown abandonment in her mother's face over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You owed me, Billy Joe. What about when you did this? That's why I think she turned the other cheek.
Probably so.
Well, what's the end result? I'm going to check out of here.
I don't know, man. I'm hoping to God they just find a little piece of something for him so that we can just...
I know that was a very grim...
It was very grim on what he said.
Yeah,
it almost makes you lose...
Too.
When you kind of lose hope.
Yeah, because it makes me think they're getting exhausted. That's what I was thinking. That the people on the ground, who's to say that they're not complaining? See, we don't think about stuff like that.
And they may not want to give up any more money. You know what I mean?
They may be, the people on the ground may be starting to say some things. So you can't just assume it's just one part Hadley. Well, we also got these people working in the field, and maybe they no longer want to search for Quentin. Did that ever occur to anybody in the chat? Sounds cruel, but we know at some point they can't continue to lift up all that dirt.
No, at some point, they are going to call it quits. We all know that. They're not going to do this forever.
Right. So let me ask you something. What is the longest time searched in a landfill? I should Google that.
I say they're going to search for 1 month.
Okay. Let me look.
At the longest.
What is the longest time searched for a body in a landfill? Here is one right here. Let's see. Oh, well, this ain't gonna count. This is in Vermont. FBI and other investigators went through 10,000 tons of trash. This was 2012, but it doesn't say total, just in Vermont. I was trying to find one that it says at over. It says the Courier saga has been ongoing since the couple's June disappearance last year. And over the months, law enforcement officers have searched several areas in the Vermont for clues, including a Coventry, Vermont landfill. We know that they were searching not just for evidence, but for the actual human remains of Bill and Lorraine Courier in what turned out to be the largest search ever in Vermont state history. From above, it seems impossible anyone will be able to find evidence in this heaping landfill in Coventry. I was trying to see how long it took. Inside these gates, over the course of 11 weeks, 178 FBI employees from 38 different field offices combed through 10,000 tons of garbage with potato rakes. Dear God, what's 11 weeks? Oh my, wait a minute, 4, 3, and 12. Ooh, that's almost 3 months. That's long. The search area was 300 feet long, 200 wide, and about 8 and 12 feet deep.
Good gosh.
It had to be manned 24 hours a day. All this, even though FBI agent Danny Reschick says he knew they probably wouldn't find much. These types of searches are the success rate is very low. Let's see. And because of how much time had passed since the Couriers vanished, at the time of the May search, they didn't write this right. They were just a few weeks shy of an entire year. The FBI acknowledges the chances of finding evidence is only about 10%.
Oh,
Still, they say something found at a previous dig site in April at an abandoned home on Route 15 near Five Corners in Essex Junction led them to Coventry. However, investigators won't reveal what that link was. And in the end, the Courier's bodies were never found. Oh, man. Damn. The most expensive cost to federal government, upwards of $1 million.
Yep, easy.
That doesn't include the costs accrued by the Vermont State Police and SS Police locally. Damn. I'll have to look up that story. Interesting. This is from 2012. So it must have been a couple that were disposed. Jesus. 2 people. That's even worse. $1 million. Damn. That don't make you depressed.
It's very sad.
4 weeks in a month, just about. So 4 times 3 is 12. Been for 11 weeks. Jesus Christ. My stomach is starting.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh man.
I hope it don't go that long, but
oh Lord have mercy. But you gotta think about the digging. You should have talked about 15 deep. That's deeper than a swimming pool, ain't it? How deep is a swimming pool?
Mine is 10 feet.
10 feet. So about 10 to 12 is for a swimming pool.
No, not 12. 12 is like normally a pool that's at like a junior high, for like swim team or something.
That's what I was gonna say, but just from
a home pool?
From a home to standard would be 10 to 12.
No, probably about 10 to 10 and a half.
Well, either way, 15 is still deeper than 12. What I'm saying.
Oh, of course.
So
that's a lot.
You're counting, re-digging, re-sanding over, dig. I can't even imagine the process. That's what I might Google tonight. The process of how the landfill works. Because you're not going to never know until you watch.
Yeah, it's a whole process.
Oh, my God. This is so sickening. I don't know what was taken out the house, sweetie. I have no idea what was taken out. Well, anything you'd like to say before I check out of here?
No, let's just all say our prayers and hope they either pick her up and take her in on what they got, or
But somebody in the
find
chat
him.
was just writing how she's done told her girlfriend over there how much she's gonna lose. And that's the person said. That's all you're thinking about. You ain't even thinking about that baby. You're worrying about your materialistic things.
Yeah.
Because she never cared about the kids in the first place. That's why the daughter didn't care about the kids, because the mother didn't care about her. She didn't care about those grandkids. She just pretended like she did, and she went on her merry way to her job.
Yup.
So if they don't find him, they're not going to arrest her. I hope not. I hope that won't be the case. Because
I think they will.
Let me tell you what people are going to say. This is exactly what people are going to say. They don't find Quentin in that landfill, and they do arrest her. They're going to say, that's what the fuck you should have done in the first damn place. You sat here and let all these people get contaminated. You sat here and asked for money that the school board need to keep for their school lights. You sat there and let all that bullshit go on over there on 535 when you could have arrested her, when you had your first set of evidence against her, because you should have never named her as a crime suspect, only suspect, when you knew you were not going to arrest her. That was a bad move. You don't give somebody, throw their name out there. Maybe they thought, well, we'll wait to see if she'll slip up if I put her name out there. But she's showing you she don't care, because you're assuming that you know this person. If you've been in law enforcement, you know how they work. They don't care. That's why they killed the baby in the first place.
Yeah, there was no love or no connection for them.
So that's what I'm sitting here thinking. Maybe he did that to see if she would slip up.
Well, maybe. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. But from the way I'm looking at her, if she's scared, she wasn't really showing she was scared. Because you can lie on that camera like that and sit out on that lawn and play them type of mind games with them protesters. No, you got a little tough skin.
Well, all hell's gonna break loose now because they moved that memorial to the backyard.
When'd you hear that?
I just seen it online.
You are sick. They moved it to the backyard. Wow. So, well, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna come again and just start putting a teddy bear somewhere. That's all. And then you have to go out there every day and keep taking the stuff off. But how sick is that? How sick is that when she said, I can't even go out there and mourn my, or sometimes how she worded it.
I can't even go out there and enjoy the memorial.
Yeah, at this point, this is when I would want to be down there to choke this heifer. What did you just say? You the reason that they're down there looking for your baby. Oh my gosh. See, this is when you have to take a break from this, because you'll lose your mind.
Yeah.
And then you got these other people aiding in to an already jacked up situation. You already know the parents and family don't care. And then you got these other people on this network that aid, and you're sitting there thinking, dear God, how sick are these people walking around us? You really don't know people. You don't know these people. All right, dear. I'm out of here.
Good night, you guys. I'm headed to bed. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. We'll check out of here. It's very late in the high 10. Get my butt to bed. It's 12:12. Thank you all so much for joining me. God bless all of you. Please stay safe this week. If you're venturing out to any football games, please be safe. Please be respectful. This is a very bizarre, baffling case. And it's sad it's come to this, once again, a story that's more about the side pieces and not the child. But that's to be expected. And naturally, there are people who don't follow these stories on YouTube as far as personal people's channels, such as myself. They may watch Law and Crime Court TV. And I think for people who are just what I call decent-minded and they like to stick to the facts, Court TV and some of those networks are probably the best to watch. Although there's going to be some little fudging and everything because you don't know people, and everything you get pertaining to any type of crime or story is pertaining to somebody's version. So naturally, a person's not going to tell everything about him or herself, a situation. Everything's up for interpretation and your perception of the information. Yes, it's going to drain you because you're watching all these networks and different people bringing you different things and you're trying to decide what to believe. But one thing I've told you, I don't do the Facebook and all that TikTok stuff. Some of that stuff is telling as far as what's in the pictures and stuff. But when it comes to the personal posts, sometimes it's informational, sometimes it's not. But depending on the messenger you don't really know what you're listening to. And a lot of people bank on everything a person posts. And one thing you have to remember is that social media is an illusion. You can pretend to be a lot of things in a picture, in a photograph, sitting in your car, lying on the beach. It's perception. Just like people say on a Facebook post, just because I'm sharing this doesn't mean I'm going through this. And that's a good point. Oh, I'm just sharing somebody's post. Doesn't mean that's how I'm feeling today or that's what I'm thinking, but that's what you would think. Somebody puts up a funny meme or a serious meme, you're just assuming that's how they're feeling. Why are you sharing it then if you weren't? So that's why I said everything's about perception. I'm praying for the recovery of Quentin Simon. As I read you information from the Chatham County Police Department that they have done their best and gathered a lot of people to try to find him. And that maybe a low chance in finding him, but they're still pressing forward. I do not know when they'll decide to stop. That I guess it'll be up to all agencies involved. And that would be the worst part of this story if he's not recovered. So I'm not going to focus on that. And looking at the pictures of the landfill makes it even worse because that's a lot of ground to cover. So I'm going to pray that he is recovered. I'm going to pray for the people searching for him, that they do not become tired and want to stop. But as Kinsley said, eventually they will have to stop. I just don't know how long they plan on looking for him, because that's one thing that has not been mentioned in this story. 1 month to the date yesterday. So they're pressing forward. Still early on, 2 to 3 weeks into the search. We will see how far this will go. Naturally, a killer would be ecstatic to know, hey, they haven't found the child. Because I know at this point, this chief wants a body. But why is she putting ADT on the house? From my understanding, there was a security system already on the house. From the information I got, unless she's just changing carriers, companies, services. Anywho, prayers for Quentin Simon to recover him. Please pray for the workers, because they're the ones out there. These other people who are hooping and hollering, maybe they should go out there and able to get a general idea of what it's like to work damn near a whole day searching for a kid, knowing he won't be found whole, but just to search itself, what it entails. I think some people need to go out there and stand there for a couple of hours and just watch the people. And if they really want to get a better understanding, perhaps just put on a hazmat suit and take turns with those agents. And law officials might change your mind about your behavior over there on bulk halter. And those aiding these people, and those with all their 50,000 hypotheses and narrative building and make-believe stories. Maybe you should go out there and dig in that dirt. Might change your attitude, your perception of what's really going on in this story. The story is about Quentin Simon, not anybody else. And bringing justice to him by his mother and grandmother and anybody else who aided, planned his death and discardment. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. Mind the children. Thank you all so much for joining me. I will be back possibly tomorrow with more commentary. You all have a wonderful morning. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Thank you.